All right. We should be situated. All right. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Sorry about that, dude. I was running a little bit late, so I didn't have everything set up, but we are set up now for day 6 of the Adrian Gonzales trial. Last Friday was fucking hard. I got blindsided. I knew that they were going to talk about Uzziah's wounds. I wasn't expecting him to be the first one. It caught me off guard. So, I don't know what to expect today. I haven't been given any information, so I have no idea what to expect, if anything. I'm literally going to be going through it and finding out shit as the same time as y'all. I do gotta say though, before we get started, obviously Uzi loved Spider-Man stuff and everything, and all of our kids have Spider-Man stuff because of it. But my youngest literally brought this down from their room to sit with me during the trial. When I tell you that I broke down, because it was just the sweetest thing. So if you see Spidey here, he's chilling with me for the duration of the trial. Yeah, the youngest came down and was like, I think you need this while you're doing your work. Yeah, it was amazing. It was, like I said, it fucked me up. That's for damn sure. So once again, Texas time apparently isn't start time. You know? Because it's 9:02. It was supposed to start at 9. Hopefully we don't have any issues with Chrome. Like I said, I was running a little bit late, so I didn't get to set up backups or anything. So if something goes down, we just have to deal with it in real time. I don't have anything, like I said, set up to go, but it is what it is. It could be one of the jurors was late or something.
On Friday, the state got to exhibits 485 and 486 and realized that they weren't exhibit casings. We took 485 down immediately, and we were withdrawing the offer of state's exhibit 485 and 486.
He notified us, Judge. No objection.
Okay, so they'll be withdrawn. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So they'll be withdrawn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So they'll be withdrawn. Thank you.
I'm curious what they withdrew. The state withdrew. They weren't very clear about that. Bullet or photos of some casings, I believe, is what they said. I don't know or understand why.
Next witness should be. Good morning. Raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear the evidence in the testimony given the cause will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Just have a seat over there. Adjust that microphone, make it comfortable for you. Okay, I think we have all of the jurors, so we're going to go ahead and bring them in.
All rise for the jury.
Okay, please be seated in the courtroom. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. This witness was sworn outside your presence. He is under oath, so you may proceed when ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you tell us your name?
Terry Snyder.
What do you do for a living?
I'm employed with the Texas Rangers with the Texas Department of Public Safety.
And how long have you been in law enforcement?
Approximately 32 years.
Would you please kind of run through what your training and experience has been in law enforcement?
So my career started at Snyder Police Department, and I was patrol officer there for 4 years. In 1998, I was employed with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Through my career with DPS, I 4 years as a highway patrolman, and then I made a motor vehicle theft service. I was an investigator for approximately 5-6 years there with the auto theft, and then made Texas Rangers in 2011.
So you started as a patrol officer in Snyder,
That's correct.
and what did those duties include?
The typical patrol, answer calls, motorist assist, family disturbance, DWIs, things like that.
And so were you called on to make arrests like all patrol officers?
Yes, sir.
And what was your original training? When did you first go to the police academy?
Back in 1994.
That's crazy. So he
94.
94.
he was a cop in Snyder, Texas, from '94 to '98.
So
I
in
lived in
1994,
there.
you
I
were
lived in Snyder from
Police Academy.
from
You were with
'95 to
Snyder
'98.
Police, and then you transferred over, is that correct?
Well, I applied and then I was hired by Texas Department of Public Safety in 1998.
What year was that?
1998.
And that's when you worked at what position?
So after graduating the academy, I was assigned back to Scurry County, Snyder, Texas.
And what did you do there?
As a highway patrolman, typical highway patrol duties, patrol, arrest, crash investigations, things of that nature.
Were you trained or given special training on investigating crashes
Yes,
and crime scenes in general?
that's correct. Yes, sir.
When did that happen?
Basic crime scene stuff during troop school, or even after graduating and coming out, you had to go back for your crash investigation training. And then after making Ranger, of course, we're all sent through a 3-week crime scene school.
So all Rangers have 3 weeks of crime school?
Correct.
On May 24th, 2022, where were you assigned?
I was assigned in Wilson County, Floresville, Texas.
And where is that?
It's about 37 miles south of San Antonio.
And on that day, did you get a call for duty?
Yes, sir, I did.
Would you explain that to us?
As being a part of the crime scene team with the Rangers, we were activated to respond to Uvalde to the Robb Elementary School.
When did you arrive to Robb Elementary School?
It was around 5:30 that afternoon, I believe.
That same day, the first day.
Correct.
And what were your duties at Robb Elementary?
Up on arrival, we met with our crime scene team, team leader, Brent Barina, and we as a group were briefed on details of what had occurred prior to us arriving, and we were assigned our duties from that point.
What duties were you assigned?
Basically that day began to assist with identifying and removing bodies from 111 and 112.
So that was the first duty of the Rangers, was to identify the people that were victimized in this case.
That's correct, yes, sir.
And was that for the purpose of notifying parents?
That's correct.
And how long did that take?
That was a long process for that evening into the night.
Excuse me?
It was a long process through the evening into the night, that night.
And how were you able to make those identifications?
Usually by either clothing or what they were wearing or by the class roster that was within the classroom.
And after identifying the bodies, what did you do next?
We gathered up and we coordinated a plan for the next day. We were released from our duties that day and we went back the next day.
So on the 25th, you were assigned a new duty?
That's correct.
And what were your duty assignments given to you on the 25th?
On the 25th, myself and Ranger Veronica Gideon was assigned to identify and mark cartridge casings that were in the hallways of the school.
At Robb Elementary?
That's correct.
So were there a number of teams, crime scene investigation teams that were assigned separate duties that day?
Yes, sir.
And your team got the hallway?
That's correct.
Was there a team assigned to 111,
Yes.
112,
Yes.
the truck,
Correct.
and the west? Did y'all get assistance from the FBI on the searching of the west side casings?
Yes.
And how were you able to, when you identified the casings, did you mark them?
Yes, we marked them with a blue tent, crime scene tent marker, and on the tent had in black tape or had numeric numbers.
So as y'all used tents, you deliberately used different colors?
We did, or something to this magnitude of a crime scene, yes, to separate the evidence of where it was located.
So if you had a picture of a blue 4, that may be different from a picture of a tent with a yellow 4 or an orange 4.
That's correct.
And so the color that you were assigned to use in the hallway was what color?
We used blue in the hallway.
And tell us what steps you took in processing the hallway.
We basically started at the door and worked our way through the hall, through the path, based on the information that we were given where things took place.
And did your crime scene search, did that include specifically the hallway and nothing inside or outside of the hallway?
That's correct.
Neither room 111 or 112?
Correct.
And then what were the steps in collecting the casings?
So once we marked all the evidence, of course, it was photographed. And then, once it was ready to be collected, we would collect those items by the tent numbers in order, and we would place them in a bag and then seal them up.
Thank you. And did you photograph the location of these casings before you picked them up?
Yes, we did.
Showing you Stacy Exhibit 262 through 316, and I'll ask you, Ranger, did you have a chance to review these photographs before coming here today?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell us, just to flip through quickly, are they fair and accurate representations of your work in the hallway at Robb Elementary?
Yes, sir, they are.
State Officers Exhibits 262 through 316, tender and unfit defense. You'll never clear.
So they're going to mute it now while they're talking to the judge. I think we're about to just see more crime scene photos of the classrooms, if they even show it. So, I don't know, guys. What I don't appreciate is this long between it. Obviously, I understand that they have to because of procedural things, but it's been almost 4 years. I'm tired of waiting. I'm fucking tired of waiting. God damn, if he wasn't just moving a little bit, I'd think that they paused it or something. Holy fuck, can we not? Can we not get on with it? This shit is making me anxious as fuck. Like, come on. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Is it like, Are we still waiting on the fucking judge and shit? Like, what is going on? Holy fuck. Are we coming back? Hey, babe.
Hey, I was almost wondering, what is the name of this ranger? He's a Texas Ranger?
Yes, sir.
It's Terry Snyder.
I just don't remember
As we
him.
discuss these exhibits, you may have to point out something specifically.
Yeah, I don't.
So you can stand in front of somebody.
He said he was a part of telling parents, but I know that there was like those main three in the room, and there was several walking around, but I don't remember.
262.
Tap on that motherfucker's face. Ugh.
Can you tell us the location and what we're looking at in State's Exhibit 262?
Basically, these are the blue tint markers that was mentioned earlier with the numbers on them.
Would you speak up, please? Your voice is away from us, and I'm having a hard time hearing it.
Those are the two blue tint markers, which I mentioned earlier. And this is the hallway near the boys' restroom.
Okay. Is this from the east looking directly west?
Correct.
And before we move in specifically, has there been information or items that were removed before this photograph was taken? By that I mean items of medical relief that was provided.
Correct.
Okay. Could you tell us just in general terms what has been removed before this photograph was taken?
I mean, obviously, you can tell by looking at this picture that the medical intervention and stuff that had previously been done before we had got there and arrived and started marking the evidence.
And did that appear to you to be a triage area?
Correct.
And so all the evidence of triage has been removed, is that correct?
Yes.
And so now Exhibit 263, can you tell us what 263 is?
So it's the same view, it's just zoomed in, because when we take photographs of our evidence that we are collecting, we give an overshot view at the beginning to give the jury and other people that weren't there a view of what we saw, and then we zoom in just to a medium zoom, and then we zoom into a close-up. And this is a close-up shot.
Okay. And as to State's Exhibit 1, did you have any information that a shot was fired in the east hallway?
Yes.
You did have information that in the east hallway. I'm not talking about the north, the south, east to the west.
No, sir. No, sir.
And yet a casing is there.
Correct.
Does the triage area have any indication as to how that casing got there?
I mean, it's obvious that where we located these items that are marked and that we collect, by the signs that you see on the floor, these shell casings could have been dragged or moved or kicked or anything during the medical intervention or the chaos that was occurring.
Okay. So these casings are just indications of where you observed them.
Where we observed them and marked them at the time we collected them, yes.
And after a casing is fired and shot, can the casing be moved before you get a chance to do your job?
Correct, yes, sir.
And was there traffic in Romp Elementary that day
Yes, sir.
before you got to do your job the next day?
Yes, sir.
And some of that traffic was the triage that you were talking about.
Correct.
State's Exhibit 264.
This is item number 2. It'll be 2 magazines of .308.
And what does 308 mean?
It's the caliber of the ammunition that's loaded within the magazine.
And is this caliber of
308.
ammunition, is that consistent with law enforcement ammunition as opposed to the gunman's ammunition?
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
Exhibit 265. Is this now the hallway that moves north to south as opposed to the one that was east to west?
Yes.
And are there markers indicated there?
Yes, sir. There are.
Would you point those out for the jury?
Number 3, number 4, and I believe that's going to be number 5.
Exhibit 266.
It would be item or tent marker number 3, indicating a fired cartridge case.
Thank you. And 267, does
Children's
that show
blood.
the locations
Awesome.
of 4 and 5?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of inevitable.
Exhibit 268.
No, I know.
It's everywhere.
This is after triage too. So.
There'll be a close-up view of item number 4, fired cartridge casing.
And does that cartridge casing indicate that there are indentions that are inconsistent with just an ejection port or an ejection action by a rifle?
Yes.
And would you show the jury where those are?
Ew.
I fucking hate it every time they go back to this motherfucker's face.
Smug ass face, huh?
I understand why, obviously, because you know it's his child.
And you're
but-
away from the microphone, but you said it appeared to you as if it had been stepped on or something like that.
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't know what cleat certified is either.
State's
You're gonna
Exhibit
have to
269.
I think that
explain
might
it.
be alert, like the same.
That'll
thing
be
as alert.
tent marker number 5.
And that's just
Well,
to
then,
keep
yes.
show the jury that
Different
we
states have
recovered each one
different-
of these, even though each one was not necessarily.
Trainings,
cased.
Texas is
correct?
alert.
That's correct. This item here is a body cam that had fallen off.
Okay, there's by body camera, is that commonly used by law enforcement?
Yes.
And State's Exhibit
Yes, Army.
270,
That's a close-up view of item number 5 of the body camera.
Exhibit 271.
Oh, they just throwing their body cams off?
He said it fell off, but whatever.
I just magically fell off.
It's just an overshot view of the hallway.
We don't secure these things.
And does it show
They
kind
didn't
of a
clarify?
grouping of tents
Like whose
in
body
that
cam?
exhibit?
No.
That's correct.
And would you show the jury where that grouping is?
This will be a grouping here that we marked and identified, and then of course, diagonal from that area is another separate grouping.
Are they purposely not showing the?
Anything
And in
with blood,
photographing, do you start
uh,
from far
Okay.
away?
mostly they're not going to show anything that they consider gruesome.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Showing
They
you
never
then
saw
Exhibit
the-
272.
Story where we
Tell us what
saw
we're
all
looking at
that?
here.
That news article?
Yeah, I guess they were trying to, quote, be better.
It'd be the one grouping that I pointed out first that was to the left. Items 9, 10, 11, 12, up through 22, it looks like.
And Exhibit 273. Does that show that we're looking at rooms 105 and 106?
Yes, sir.
And are there just a couple of casings there, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those identification markers?
Number 6 and number 7.
And where is classroom 106 and 107 in comparison to rooms 111 and 112?
I believe they were directly across, if I'm not mistaken.
Directly across the hall.
Yes.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 274.
Item number 6, and as opposed to a fired shell casing, this is a unfired shell case, or cartridge case.
And by looking at Exhibit 6, can you tell if that came from a pistol or a rifle?
From a handgun,
Oh, that's
From a
next to a
handgun.
doorstop.
As opposed to a rifle?
correct.
Thank you.
And it was from a pistol.
Exhibit
Y-
275.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Be
And
item number
fired.
7.
How did the officer do?
276.
Wow.
How did they
It's
do
a
anything
close-up
that
shot
day?
of
you
item
know?
number 7, fired cartridge case.
And the condition of item 7.
It does have that indention. Here, it looks like there's been some damage done to it right here towards the end.
And that is damage not from the firing of the weapon, but from another source?
Correct, presumed, yes.
So they were just dropping bullets on the ground?
Exhibit 277.
Well, they weren't using them.
Item number 8.
That could have
It
been
was
from any
still
time
then
too.
Across the hall from 211 and 212.
Yes, sir.
Are you brushing your beard?
It's a close-up
It's sort of become a
photograph of
nervous
item
tick
number
of
8
mine.
in a fired cartridge case.
Exhibit 279.
Again,
Thank
that's
you
just an
guys
overshot,
for the support.
zoomed-out view of the 2 separate groupings that we saw earlier.
Please direct any gifts to
And to the
Brett,
left of
though,
the
directly.
photograph.
I'm not on TikTok
Which
enough to
classrooms
earn
are
coins,
those?
but I do appreciate the love.
111, 112.
And 280, does that start to show the marker numbers and start to be able to see the casings?
That's correct.
9 through about 22, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you have a yellow tint there. Why do you have a yellow tint as opposed to the blue tints?
Thank you, Era.
If I recall correctly, I'm going to say that that was marking probably some kind of print or something, impression left in the blood.
So it was not a casing for sure.
No, sir.
State's Exhibit 281.
It's item number 9, showing a fired cartridge case.
282.
Item number 10, again.
I
a
don't know what
fired
Brett's
cartridge
beard
case.
has to do with the conversation, you guys. Let's keep it to what's going on.
Exhibit 283.
Number 11 will be it's a 21-round magazine with 20 unfired cartridges.
And do you recognize the nature of those cartridges and magazine?
Was believed to be law enforcement.
And why do you believe it to be law enforcement?
The type of ammo, I believe that was in it, if I remember correctly.
It's handgun ammo as opposed to rifle ammo, is that correct?
Correct.
Exhibit 284.
That's a fired cartridge case from a handgun.
From a handgun
From a handgun.
as opposed to a rifle.
Correct.
Thank you. And Exhibit 285.
Just kind of a zoomed out overshot view between, in front of 111, 112 of the same tint markers that we've been going through.
And on the far left, does it show an additional tint marker?
Item number 14.
Thank you.
Come on, guys, we're
Exhibit
still not at
286.
100K yet. Let's go. Tap, tap, tap.
It's item number 13, fired cartridge case.
And State's Exhibit 287.
It's a close-up view of item 13, a fired cartridge case from a rifle.
They're just going
State's
like
Exhibit
one bullet at a
288.
time, apparently. Okay.
Item number
Yeah.
14,
Yeah, they're going.
fired
Like they did
cartridge
with-
case.
They did that with the ones on the outside too, right?
Yeah.
And Exhibit
so they're gonna do
289.
that. Picture,
It's a closer,
picture, and then
a
have them
zoomed-in shot
explain
of
and
item
everything.
14, a fired cartridge case.
I just haven't figured out what they're trying to say with this evidence. I
Moving
picked
next
up
to Exhibit
fast and
290.
easy what they were talking about for the outside one, but I'm not
Again, just
clear
a
right
zoomed
yet.
out. overall
on the-
Well,
photograph of that hallway.
Do you
in front
remember
of
there was
111,
conversation
112,
about
showing our tent markers.
some of the police bullets actually
291.
entering to a through the wall,
Item number
to a
15.
classroom? So I was thinking of
Showing
maybe
3
that's what
fired,
they're trying
cartridge
to.
casings.
So
Figure
you
out
might put
here,
one
maybe?
marker down for more than one
I'm not
casing.
sure,
Correct.
just because this is all tied directly
Exhibit
to Adrian.
292.
Oh,
So,
that's right. That's right.
Item number 16, identifying the
you know,
3
so I'm just,
fired cartridge casings.
Okay. And we see two fairly easily. Where's the third?
Would be 1, 2, and the third's all fired on the left.
Yes, this is live.
Exhibit 293.
Item number 17, fired cartridge casing.
And 294.
Item number 18, again, a fired
trying to show the
cartridge
shooter's
casing.
movements through the building. Okay.
295.
Just an overshot view in front of 111, 112 of the tent markers and of the cartridge casings that we identified.
Then they'll show where Adrian was in
296.
comparison. I got you.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay.
Item number 19, fired cartridge casing.
297.
Item number 20, it's a fired cartridge casing.
298.
Item number 21, fired cartridge casing.
You know, these all belong to a rifle.
That's correct, yes.
299.
Item number 22, identifying the 2 fired cartridge casings.
Rifle casing.
Correct.
Moving now down the hallway, State's Exhibit 300, would you describe what we see here?
Be the, focusing on basically the tent markers that we set out to identify additional cartridge casings that we had located.
And once again, this is when you located
tap,
the
tap,
day
y'all, we're
after
getting
this
close.
event. Is that
Let's
correct?
go.
That's correct.
State's Exhibit 301.
Let's get 100 chairs.
Item number 23, fired rifle cartridge casing.
Exhibit 302.
Again, the same tent marker, number 23, just a closer up, zoomed in photo of the fired cartridge casing.
Exhibit
This part's
303.
so tedious, but I know it's important.
Item number 24, a fired cartridge casing from a rifle.
It seems like this is just
Exhibit
down the hallway.
304.
Yeah.
Am I okay?
They
Item
won't
number
show anything
25,
from the classroom. Like
Cartridge
Yeah.
casing,
111
fired
and
cartridge
112.
casing from a rifle.
they showed
Exhibit
rooms
305.
104, I believe, the other day.
Just a
but-
zoomed in photo of item number 25 of that fired cartridge casing.
Exhibit 306.
I love the hearts. Thank you.
Item number 26, and then of course you can see 27, 28 in the background. And then the medical intervention, signs of intervention there.
90K. Let's push.
307.
Let's push.
A zoomed in photo of item number 26, a fired rifle cartridge casing.
Exhibit 308.
Item number 27, 2 fired rifle cartridge cases.
Exhibit 309.
Item number 28, fired rifle cartridge casing.
And 310.
Showing item 29, 31, 32, and 33.
And are those further toward the south door?
That's correct.
State's Exhibit 311.
Thank you, Patty.
A zoomed in photo of item 29, fired rifle cartridge casing.
Exhibit 312.
Item number 30, a zoomed in photograph of a fired rifle cartridge casing.
And Exhibit 313, does that show the general location of tent marker 32?
Yes, sir.
Good Lord, there was, I'm sure, hundreds of
314.
this.
Item 31,
I think there's
Showing the,
100 pictures they're going through right now.
fired rifle cartridge casing.
Denmark, thank you.
315.
Item number 32, again, a
Thank you,
fired
Abby.
rifle cartridge casing.
And Exhibit 33.
All right, we're at 100K
Item number
and 100
33,
shares. Good job,
fired
guys.
rifle cartridge casing.
And are you able to distinguish casing from one manufacturer from another manufacturer?
Yes.
There we
In
go.
this case,
JC
how
said
many
it. Let's
different
go.
types of rifle cartridge
It helps
casings?
push the live out there. You know, TikTok likes to suppress this kind of stuff.
We recovered an LC 22 5.56, and then there was a 9mm Luger Hornady, a Remington 223,
All right.
and a Remington 223.
Those must have been from the.
So how many
officers, right?
Remington shell casings?
Yeah, there we
did
go.
you recover?
Random that there was a Luger though.
I didn't know that either. That one was confusing. See, they had enough power They had
Believe,
enough
uh,
to go
recall
in.
correctly,
just didn't.
2, 3. I'm seeing 3 right offhand here.
Okay, may I approach, that was
Yes,
my cases
showbiz.
that we went through,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
When y'all packaged up the casings, did you put them in different packages based on, the brand of the casing?
We did.
May I approach that?
Yes, sir.
The chief of the school police, Pete Arredondo, will be tried next. So his charges are a little different.
The fuck are you reading, dude?
Showing you State's Exhibit 16.
And they mute that when they talk to the judge, or what? Is
When
that
they-
how it's been going?
Yeah, when they talk to the judge.
What does the LE at the top of State's Exhibit 16 stand for?
We're identifying these as being law enforcement related, belonging to law enforcement.
Yeah, we've had a couple of hot mics.
Exhibit 16,
All right, it's admitted.
And without going into and opening each one of the casings, do you, as you enter those exhibits into the envelope, do you keep a record of what type of casings those are?
Yes, we give it, we write a description of what we collect on the envelope so we can refer to it later.
And how many cartridge casings, rifle cartridge casings were associated with law
I
enforcement?
agree, Abby.
6.
And how many pistol cartridge casings were associated with law enforcement?
2.
And were they both fired, or was one fired and one not?
I'm gonna believe, I think the one was unfired and then the rest were fired.
And we saw a photograph of one that was.
That's correct.
Having officers on campus doesn't stop a school shooting.
You're 3 times more likely. There's 3 times more deaths likely to occur during a school shooting with cops.
State's Exhibit 17.
I know we would love for that to be fact. If you have a police on campus, it wouldn't happen, but
State's
it's
Exhibit
just not true.
17 contains.
This will be the envelope that we secured all the LC 2.20 fired cartridges that we just went through that we collected in the hallway.
And did you also collect cartridge casings or assist in them out at the ditch where the truck was?
I don't believe I did, no.
Very good.
Does Christina ever talk to anybody? Does she ever do anything? Or she just sit there?
She's asked one part, like she's came up.
Good morning,
with
sir.
us.
How you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
I figured.
So, we've not met before, right?
No, sir.
So, my name's Gary Hillier. I'm one of the three attorneys representing Adrian.
Yes, sir.
And you testified before,
Yes, sir, I have.
probably a lot of times, right?
A few. Yes, sir.
For my mental health, guys, can we not post about other shootings in here?
Sure.
I know that these happen often in this country, and
Yes, sir.
it happens to affect a lot of people. But for this,
Yes, sir.
if we could just leave that out of the chat today. Let's focus on this, okay? Two
Sure, yes,
objections, I figured. That's all she's done?
And
Yes.
she sucked at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So, you've been some sort of 32 years in law enforcement altogether?
Yes, sir.
And I believe that ironically you started in Snyder.
Snyder, Texas. Yes, sir.
It's not named after the family or anything like that?
No connection, sir.
No connection. But so you did 4 years as patrol officer.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
So you went through an academy in originally back in 94, right?
Yes, the first academy was the Odessa College Academy. Yes, sir.
So you went to like a community college that does.
Yeah, I went to college there.
Training, is that right?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I guess that's where you first encountered like police tactics,
Correct.
like use of force.
And we're at
Correct.
120. Let's get to 150. We got this.
Yes, sir.
I'll push this live out there.
Environment since.
Yes, sir, I have.
And so throughout your training, obviously, you've probably done.
No, the school is not still functioning.
You've probably done a lot of training in those years, right?
Yes, sir, I have.
And so you went to the DPS in 98,
That's correct. Yes, sir.
and you were highway patrolman, so I think that's the correct title for a while.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And then you promoted out, is that correct? It was the correct terminology, you promoted to major ranger?
I promoted out from trooper status to auto theft investigator, and then that's our criminal law enforcement division then.
Thank you, Patty.
And then
That's good.
after 5 years of being an auto theft investigator, I promoted into the Texas Rangers. Correct.
Right, so it's after that you promoted to the Rangers, okay. And then once in you made Rangers, I should say, you go to, as a matter of course, everyone goes to a 3-week crime scene.
It was pretty insensitive, Alma. I will give you that. That's
That's
why I
correct,
didn't
yes.
address
And
what you
that's
said.
where, that's what you're here to testify about today, you're working this crime.
Like, we wish
Yes, sir.
America would get their shit together too, but
And
it's just unfortunate.
during all those years, you do you call it in-service, some police departments call it in-service or continuation training?
Yes, sir, we do.
Because you know, in order, you probably carry a weapon today, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And you're carrying a sidearm,
That's correct. Yes, sir.
a pistol.
Yes, sir.
Right? And you have to qualify to shoot that, is that correct?
We do. Yes, sir.
Several times a year,
Yes, sir.
and you have to do
It's
tactical
okay, Alma.
training.
I appreciate
That's
the
correct.
support.
And in order to keep your status as a police officer, right,
Correct.
primarily, and also to keep your status as a ranger.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, and so, let's talk about, I want to talk to you about your role.
Move closer to the fucking microphone.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
You're based out of.
Does he do that a lot?
No,
I was at the time of this. Yes.
I think it's court TV.
No,
at
sir.
this
I'm in
time.
Atascosa County now.
Or the court itself. But it's pissing me off.
It's a little
because I
bit,
can't
not
hear 'em.
much.
Same district attorney, but different county, right?
Is that
That's correct.
Adrian's lawyer
So.
talking?
One of them, yeah.
Your way on May
Okay.
24, 22 to the scene, I think you said late afternoon, early evening, 5:30 p.m.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And
See, he's close to the mic. It should be.
you had a briefing.
Mm.
Correct.
And was it Lieutenant Barina?
That's correct.
So we've already met, the jury's already met.
So he arrived at 5:30 and went straight to school. So he wasn't at the Civic Center with us
Yes.
then. That's why I don't know who that is.
Briefing on the situation.
That's correct.
He ended up at the Civic Center later, but yeah.
Mm.
Reports of this incident, I mean, it's discussed in several ways, but you're there to investigate or help to investigate what ended up being an officer-involved shooting.
Bro, yes, he was there. Jeez.
Typically, but it was called in and given to us as an active shooter. Yes, sir.
That's how it came in, right?
Correct.
That's where I was going. So in actual fact, what
Were you?
investigating was a mass murder of children, right?
Correct,
And the attempted murder of 2 police officers,
correct,
which ended in an officer-involved shooting, right?
correct.
Yeah. And so
Wait,
Rangers
he
being
just
a-
said the attempted murder of 2 police officers? Is that what he just said?
Yeah, they're talking about Martinez and the other one that caught shrapnel.
Correct?
Yes.
No comment.
Just my approach to this
Yes, sir.
with the demonstrative.
Can you fucking rock a mic or something, dude?
I know. I wish we knew somebody at Court TV.
I just want to clarify on this demonstrative here, this map, what your, not marching orders were, but what your briefing was to try and investigate. So I think that you said that you,
What is his point? I
right,
don't.
so you were briefed to start
Get to it.
searching at the door, right? I think that's what you said.
Yeah, we started, basically started where it was indicated where everything began.
They
and then,
try
of
to
course,
discredit
where
these
the
guys
action took
because
place.
Yeah.
all of it
And then
looks like
the after effects of,
it's on
of it.
Adrian.
Yeah, and so,
Mhm.
thank you. I'm trying to confirm the door, you said, because you testified starting at the door. So, you recognise this location here? This is an overview. This is stage 1 of the school.
yes, sir,
Right, okay, surrounded by Geraldine and Grove. So this is the school here, right?
correct,
That's the school building there. So we've the way it's been discussed and labelled in trial so far is you've got the west door around here.
that's correct,
I'm indicating it on the map now. It's got a red X.
correct.
Now that's the door you're talking about, right?
Yes, equal.
From the inside, from the interior only. Our focus on the first day there was basically, as I also mentioned, to identify and remove bodies from 111, 112. Then the following day, marking
good, babe? You
our
need anything?
evidence in the hallways were basically from the interior down the hall and then back
Protection.
down the hall in front of the classrooms.
Good, and thanks for that. But what I mean is, this is the door on the inside the building. You say we started at the door. That's where your work started at the door.
That's correct.
Okay. So, and we've identified that throughout the trial as the west door.
Okay,
And so this is the west to east, there's 2 corridors inside that building, right?
correct.
And we've seen lots of photographs and we'll visit about some of them in a minute. But there's one, I know it's not perfect north-south orientation, but I think we're talking about one that goes west to east, east to west.
Correct,
One corridor that goes north-south, south-north, right?
correct,
Okay, but you started at this west entrance door here.
correct.
And you know through your briefing, and obviously you know now, that door was unlocked.
It was said to have been, yes, sir.
It was, through your knowledge and your briefing, I mean, you weren't there at the time.
Correct.
All the
obviously, right?
fucking doors
But
were unlocked.
You know now that that door had been left unlocked, right?
Through knowledge is unlocked or propped open, ever how you want to refer to it, yes, sir.
So that's
Ooh,
how-
watch
No,
your mouth.
don't be
Watch
fucking
your mouth.
changing shit up like that.
If that door had been locked, that might have
Wow.
changed it, right?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So that's where
He
you
did it on
started
purpose.
on your evidence collection, and you.
Well, he's a pig, so.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you described your process, I want to talk mostly about the collection of the shells, which is your day 2 work. right?
Correct, yes, sir.
Because that's the exhibits that have been.
If Amy's in here, Amy, we got your back,
That's
girl.
what I'm trying to do, right?
How's
Yes,
the
sir.
So
bullshit?
your process is to, and I wrote it down, is you'll walk through and identify things,
Yes, sir, that's correct.
generally speaking, then you'll mark it.
Mark it with a tent marker, yes, sir.
And, I mean, because you're inside, it's called a tent, right? You put it over it or next to it so you can photograph it next.
Correct,
And then afterwards, you will then retrieve it.
yes, sir.
And then that's the stuff that we've seen entered into evidence today, right?
That's correct, yes, sir.
So, and again, I think Mr. Turner might have asked you how many rounds that were found, but, you know, it's a lot, right? A lot of ammunition, spent ammunition was found in those corridors.
Yes,
And you said that a lot of them are damaged, right? A lot of those shell cases were damaged.
yes, sir. There was several noted, yes, sir.
Yeah, which, and like you said, that scene was, I believe you said chaotic.
Yes, sir.
When you went there, it was chaotic, right?
There was a lot of movement going on, yes, sir.
Yeah, so what I mean by that is that there's no indication, there is a general indication of where those rounds were fired because you've seen some groupings on the ground, right?
Yes,
Your testimony was that there were so many people, and you're a man with round, well, there's so many people moving through and through that rounds were getting kicked and casings were getting kicked and they could have been moved.
yes, they could have been, yes.
So you can't testify to the jury where these shots were fired, right?
No, sir. I mean, we can presume by the groupings.
So, there you go. But you can presume by the groupings.
Correct.
And what you mean by that, I would imagine, is if there's a grouping of spent cartridges in the hallway, which there were, right?
Yes, mainly in front of the doors.
Mainly in front of the doors of classroom 111 or 112, right?
Correct.
And so we'll look at the pictures in a second. But there's a grouping or two, I think there were two groupings, there's shells everywhere, right?
Yes,
Let's start with wider, there were shells everywhere. That's not an indication of where those rounds were fired.
Well,
right?
we already know they
Correct.
weren't Adrian's.
But
He
there was
didn't
a
do
grouping
shit.
outside those two doors.
yes, sir.
And I think you said a second ago that that's an indication of those rounds were fired outside of those classrooms, right?
Correct.
And we were aware
Dude.
that it's believed that
This
the
happens a
classroom
lot.
111
This has
was
been-
unlocked.
Most of it.
Yes,
But
fucking
nevertheless,
cops.
you've got a group of casings that were fired by the killer.
It's the talking in circles for me.
correct.
So
Waste of damn time.
So you know now that he didn't fire
Yeah,
everyone in
the
hallway,
defense
he was
has
firing
been trying to
into the
like spin it
classroom,
and
right?
confuse
Yes,
the
sir.
jury.
So firing into
Yeah, I
into
can tell.
something where you can't see inside. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because a police officer can't do that, can they? The police officer has
Well,
to
even
be able to
him,
see what
he's
they're
like, what?
Correct. You have to identify your target. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you can't see your target, you can't shoot it.
Correct.
But that's not what this person was doing.
Oh, well,
right?
Adrian did see the target. Just, yeah,
The killer.
a few
Correct.
times outside.
Firing
So,
This is literally the same
into classrooms,
questions
through
and same
walls.
That's correct.
And police
shit that they
Yeah.
did the Fed and
No.
the other ranger. The other ranger
Mhm.
caught his ass up though. That shit was fucking funny.
yeah.
We're talking
Good.
about. Well, could you shoot over there? It was like, yeah. It was like, I mean, but like, really?
Big
It was
round.
like,
I
yeah.
don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said
We're
you
almost
believe
at
the
150. Let's
classroom
go.
111 was open, right?
Yes. Thankfully,
Correct.
they didn't get a mistrial.
So had it been locked, I guess from your previous answer, that would make the outcome of this incident very different.
Correct.
Um,
The same 6 questions, yeah, I'm sure.
I want to draw your attention to a specific photograph. I'm going to find
Yeah,
it,
that.
and ask you how it-
The Fed said some funny shit. He was like, these massive air units, and the Fed was like, I've seen bigger.
Oh, thank you. That was cute, the little cat.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Win, was his name.
I always thought the FBI, especially the ones that we worked with personally,
Just going to get a photograph up.
were a little
Sure.
We'll have to put it-
more,
Yes, sir.
bear with me.
I don't know how to say it, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys want to approach the television and
It's
open
like
it?
they knew,
Yes, sir.
but also they didn't want to have no part in this, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's not even a high bar, to be fair.
I know.
Can't see the top of the picture. No, that's not one.
Yeah, I don't believe in good law enforcement. That's just my personal opinion.
It also makes it harder when we're not seeing what they're talking about. So we have to just guess.
Yeah.
What?
So they just mute and
Yes.
So, Ranger, I've we've published what's
look at him. He just was like,
you
Whatever.
recognize that photograph has been entered already, right?
Yes, sir.
So
While the pictures we're showing of our kids, he didn't even bat an eye.
The jury to
He don't
where
give a
we'd
fuck.
like
oh, of course
here
not.
in this
Of course
photograph,
not.
please.
will be classrooms 111, 112. And if I remember correctly, the entry door that he's talking about is gonna be back this direction if I'm,
Do you mean the west entry door?
Correct.
Okay, so what are we looking at in the distance?
is the groupings of the show fire cartridge casings of which we identified and that we, put the tent markers beside.
Right, okay, cool. So, but in the distance here, this is the south, this is another entry exit door, right?
That's correct at the end.
And that's
That's
not
a
the one
rumored
that you
house.
that's not the one that
He
you were
wasn't
briefed by
locked in.
Ranger Barina to start your search in. That was the west entry door, right?
That's correct, yes,
So
sir.
What we're looking at here now is, so if the west entry door is over here towards that window somewhere maybe,
Correct,
right?
Oh my
And then the
God.
east-west corridor is probably up here somewhere,
correct.
right? And now we're looking at the kind of
He sure does know the west door, don't he?
north-south.
That's correct,
They
yes,
know
sir.
words anyways.
North-south to
Y'all gotta
south.
send a rose every time he says
Correct.
west door.
So, and this is a corridor.
Correct,
Oh, for
Obviously, I
real?
know we can see
Adrian
that.
was nodding off me.
But it's also tactically, because you've done lots of tactical training.
Yes,
right?
I like to keep the
Yes,
facts
sir.
out there.
So you're
I don't
aware
like
of what the concept of a
misinformation.
fatal funnel.
correct.
It just
So
takes
fatal
away
funnel
from
is anything that can
the
be
damage that was
open.
done
It's
if
an
there's a lot of
open space where
misinformation
there's no
floating
cover,
around.
and it's difficult to.
So I always try to answer those type of
Correct.
questions.
Such as a
The
doorway.
But please
So
be
this
easy
door
on me,
here,
okay?
this door behind me,
There's some things
this
I
could
just won't give you an
potentially be a
answer
fatal
for.
funnel if I'm attempting
That
to go through
multiple
it.
was fun
Yes,
as
sir.
shit
So if
too.
you've got, I think the.
Nico
the
just kept saying
would
there
be-
was
I
multiple
mean, obviously,
casings,
it would be-
multiple
in this case, it would be mass murder or killer
Freaking
behind the
Nico,
door, but a
criminal
defendant-
representing
if a
criminal.
defendant was behind that door opposed to my entry, and I go through that door, that is a
Yes,
fatal
Kelsey,
funnel.
they're asking the same shit
I
over
would
and
agree.
over,
Right,
just
and
different
you need,
ways.
And it's extremely dangerous.
And all this
situation
is,
for
it's
law
not to trip up the
enforcement.
officer or
Entry
anything, it's to
military,
trip up
entering that
the
fatal
jury.
The jury, yeah.
Sure,
So they get
You'd agree that
confused.
a fatal funnel could be, it can be an open doorway, right?
And all it takes is
Sure.
one juror
It could
to
be
not
a
understand, you
stairwell.
know?
yes, sir.
But it could also be a corridor, a hallway,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
So
thank you,
anyone-
Puff.
Anyone, so let's say hypothetically, right,
You got my back.
someone enters this south
I
door,
just don't talk about this as
we
often
said
as
there's a
Brett,
grouping,
so
we can see the grouping
that's why I
here.
said be
I'm
easy,
sorry to just
please.
display this again with the bird. I'm sorry, but we have to do
Like
it
I won't
to
answer any
demonstrate
questions
this point,
about the families,
But
that's for sure.
anyone entering this is entering a fatal funnel,
Yes, sir.
because we've seen evidence here
Really?
of rounds that have been fired in this hallway.
Correct,
So anyone who enters through that doorway is entering a potentially life or death situation for them personally.
Oh, they're going with the fatal funnel.
correct.
So they would be putting themselves in extreme danger.
Well, imagine that wouldn't have existed
Correct.
if Adrian would have stopped it
And if
on
they-
the outside of the
and
school,
going on
so.
from that, if someone enters
Irrelevant.
so by extension, if someone enters that, they're putting themselves in danger, that fatal funnel.
Yes, sir.
And if they then, if shots were fired in that tunnel or that funnel while they were there, and they
Why
remain
would they
in that
fire it
funnel,
at each other? He's
you seem
making
to
no
be staying
sense.
in extreme
The
danger.
shooter was in the classroom.
Correct.
And
They're so weird.
got no further questions, I'll pass the
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to start with this concept we just spoke about if you can't see what you're shooting at, as a police officer, you don't shoot. Is that correct?
Correct. We are trained to identify our target.
Identify your target before you shoot.
Correct.
And so if you hear shooting on a school ground, but you can't see where the shooting's coming from, you don't shoot.
Correct.
So you just stand where you are.
Good one. Good one. I like
Typically, I
that.
mean, through the information gathered, if we know where the shooter is, I mean, we have to identify our target before we shoot, yes.
And how do you identify where your target is?
You have to get to your target. You have to find where the shooting's coming from.
There you go.
When you hear the shooting as a police officer, you have to find where the shooting's coming from.
Correct.
Is that
Uh-huh.
something you can just take your time to do, or is it an immediate action?
You make a tactical approach to where the shootings occur.
And is that a direct
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
I liked that.
And
I
in
liked
an
that
active
question.
Shooting
That was a good one.
situation is time of the essence.
Absolutely.
got him.
That is,
He's
the
done this-
longer the time,
Kind of changed up the
In an
wording a
active
couple of
shooting,
times,
the
but he's
more
done this with
victims
every
you can-
officer
Correct.
after the defense has had their
so when an
cross-examination.
officer
Do they all have the
hears
same
shooting,
answer?
can't see
Pretty
shooting,
Are they good?
I mean, there's
What's the
slightly different
officer do?
questions, but it's all the same
Runs to the
shit.
shooting, where we tactically approach to where the shooting's occurring.
And what does tactically approach mean?
You're finding your concealment, your cover,
Excuse me?
your concealment, your cover, you're moving towards that sound where the shooting's occurring.
You move toward the sound where the shooting's occurring,
Correct,
and that
got
information
it.
can come from the sound, correct?
correct.
Or somebody telling you where the shooting's coming from.
That's correct.
And as you're approaching the shooting, you need not be reckless.
Correct,
You can use cover.
correct.
That is, you can approach the sound of the shooting and still be protected from harm.
That's correct.
I like where he's going with that. Like, that was a good one.
Showing you State's Exhibit 1. You recognize this building, the fourth grade wing.
I'm gonna say that every time they show his
his.
smug fucking
Yes, sir.
face.
And is this building, was it made with bricks?
Yes, it was.
And are those bricks, brick walls protected to law enforcement?
Yes,
Would that be cover?
yes,
Oh,
So you could approach the corner and be completely covered or protected.
yes, sir.
If the shots are coming down this west side,
That's correct,
no
Let's
danger.
go.
correct.
Let's go.
And this south doorway, did you get close enough to see if it was a metal door?
Yes, sir, I did.
Something you couldn't see through?
Correct,
And would that be called concealment?
yes,
So as a
The
police
panel
officer,
guest
if
is
you
my
opened the
wife,
door
so
and
yes,
stood
she
behind the door, that would
100%
be
has something to do with
that's
a
correct.
child from Uvalde.
Down, you could be standing stooped, you could be standing up.
Yes, sir,
I'm not a guest here.
Concealment
This
and
is my
cover or
realm.
Assistance to law enforcement
yes, sir.
when approaching an
I was
active
just
shooting,
playing, by the way.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not being rude.
I know.
Okay. It's like,
but you go in.
100%, yes, sir.
But it's
ooh,
dangerous.
yes, 100%.
Yes, sir.
And you know that?
Yes, sir.
When you became a police officer, did you know you might be in dangerous situations?
Yes, sir.
I'm not around much. It's okay.
Yes, sir.
You
That
live with it
you don't know
day.
me. It's fine.
Every day,
You live with the potential of coming home every day.
every day, yes, sir.
Hold on.
Sustain.
Objected to what though?
What?
Turn your fucking mic up.
You tell the jury how much training you go through, if you do, to equip you to deal with danger. Object to debate.
Thank you, JC.
Basically, through the in-house training that we do, we go through
Yeah, he
extensive
was
training.
questioning how, I
Obviously,
guess
our
he,
department's made of different divisions, but as an individual, I train myself every day of putting myself in different situations, whether it be while I'm doing old case reports or typing case reports or while I'm driving down the road. I picture something happening and how I would react and what I would do during that time. Because you never know when you're going to drive up on something or when something's going to occur. You could be standing in line at a fast food restaurant or a convenience store getting something and something occur. How are you going to react and what are you going to do during that time?
And you're not unique
200K,
as a police
push, push,
officer in
push.
doing that, are you?
No. I think we all do it.
Is a police officer ever off duty?
No, sir.
yes, Patty,
you're
that's basically what
constantly-
he was saying.
Reminded?
I mean, even when I go out with my family and we eat at a restaurant, I put myself in a situation and we have that conversation amongst us as a family. If something happens,
Same.
for them, for my wife and child, for what I want them to do, just leave me alone, let me take care of business, and they take off.
And so,
Had the same conversations.
as an officer on the job for 1 year or first day, that's when you begin thinking of those things.
Sure.
And 10 years into it, that would be 10 years of thinking about it,
Yes, sir.
and training,
Correct.
and preparing.
All right, sustain. Go ahead.
These officers were
The,
trained
the
for
second
active
thing-
shooter too. What?
Exhibit 272, if you look behind you, that south door, what's the condition at that time?
Appears to be open, or it looks open.
Is that because of the bright light?
Yes, sir.
And then,
No showbiz. As a matter of fact, Texas loosened their gun laws after what happened in Uvalde. It's even easier now to get a gun.
this door,
It's closed.
and the amount of light coming through, is that different at that point?
That's correct, yes, sir.
And the last thing is I just wanted to make sure there's no confusion. You started at the west door because that was what you were briefed to do.
Correct,
Is that what we're looking at there?
yes.
So the picture
And
is
Joel,
on the
I'm
east
not
side
sure what you
looking
mean.
west, even though you started on the west door.
Correct,
I
yes, sir.
just didn't want there to be confusion. Pass the witness.
So, Ranger, I've got a couple more questions for you now.
Yes, sir.
So, I just want to clarify, when you went, how long did you spend at this scene?
Total hours, I think I was 3 days there, and then we were relieved, we rotated out.
Yeah, and that's, I'm not asking you to say anything else, but you were at this scene a long time, right? And right?
Correct.
And you were, while you were there, you were never investigating Adrian Gonzales, were you?
Never saw him.
Never saw him, but he was never a focus of your investigation at the time.
Our focus was just the mass shooting, the officer-involved shooting, collecting the appropriate, the evidence located, yes, sir.
All right, and so the prosecutor asked you a question, that if you, because obviously you can't, it goes without saying that the police officer has to be able to see the target that they're going to shoot at if they are going to shoot, right?
Yes, we're
Again?
responsible for that bullet to engage
We
our target.
already went over
yes.
this.
Of course you are, because otherwise you end up possibly as a defendant for shooting someone unlawfully, right?
Correct,
Oh, shut the fuck
Return
up.
fire to the sound of gunshots,
correct,
presuming you know where the gunshots are coming from,
correct.
right? Because you trained with a long weapon, I'm sure, like a rifled style weapon, I think you pointed the right?
Correct.
Mhm, you're right,
you know
Sarah.
from your training experience that
It's already been
if you
stated
fire
multiple
that
times too.
inside in a range, it will sound different than if you're firing it outside.
He's trying
Of
to get the
course, yes,
officer
sir.
to change his answer,
The
you know.
speed of the bullet coming out of the barrel, the muzzle velocity of that weapon is so fast, especially the weapon in this case, it's faster than the speed of sound, right?
Correct.
You don't need to be an expert to testify that, it is. So, it's loud and it echoes,
Yes, sir.
and if that sound will bounce off of buildings.
Yes. I mean, it travels, yes.
It will travel and it will bounce. So you don't know where it's, sometimes you fire a weapon outside, it can be difficult to identify where that's coming from.
Except Adrian saw the shooter. So.
In this situation, not only we're identifying the sound, we're also gathering the information of our complainant, our victims, or our reporting parties of where that sound's coming from as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if those two are not consistent, you hear, and what someone is telling you doesn't match with what you're hearing, that creates even further problems for an officer to identify where this sound might be coming from, right?
It could, but I also want to listen to the information provided to me to follow that information and where it's coming from or where that person's hearing it from or seeing it from.
And let's talk about that. So hypothetically, and this is not, it's not a trick, right? Let's talk
Sure.
about that scenario. So, for example, hypothetically, if I were saying to you, Ranger, I've seen someone shooting over here, right?
He
And
just
at the
said,
same
I
time,
seen
you're
someone
hearing
shooting
something
over here.
Like the report of a long-barreled weapon.
Yeah.
The report of a long-barreled weapon or a rifle is the sound of it going bang, basically, right?
Sure.
And you are hearing something that doesn't is not consistent with what I'm saying, that could cause some confusion in you to know where those shots are being fired from, right?
Possibly.
Possibly. So you're not just going to fire blindly to your weapon to the sound of gunshots.
No, I'm going to take the information given to me, analyze it, look, process it, and if I identify
said
the
this
target,
already.
then engage.
But if
There you
can't,
go.
all
You can
got
lead
to
on
target,
on
if
cross-exam.
is the sound,
Yeah,
you can't
unfortunately.
fire towards the sound, right?
Correct.
No, you can't. And so, I'm talking about the prosecution.
He answers himself, this
You
lawyer.
can't just do that. So,
Stupid
and
as
obviously,
hell.
and you said that the prosecutor asked you, if you're dealing with an incident like this, do you take your time?
Yes,
with your
Adrian
immediate
saw the
reaction?
shooter. Ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
If, in an incident like this, because we know this was an active shooter, right?
Correct.
Mr. Turner asked you if an officer should just take their time leisurely or should they immediately react? Right? Remember that?
Yes, sir.
And of course you said you must, time is of the essence. You must immediately react. Right?
Correct.
But but you'd agree with me that if hypothetically I were to say to you, because we're outside of here and you're not a police officer, right? And I'd say, I've just seen a man shooting his weapon running at that school, right? And you saw someone running at that school and you chased them down, that would be taking immediate action, right?
Correct.
So if someone did that, they would be taking immediate action.
Correct.
Right, okay.
That's it? Say
And
something.
then we spoke about some tactical movement, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, the prosecutor spoke about tactical movement. And Judge, may I approach you?
Yes, sir.
Because you went
Oh,
to the scene,
God.
well, you spent 3 days there, right?
Yes, sir.
Rob Elementary. And what exhibits do we have?
3.
So this first one's number 3?
Yes.
What an idiot. He literally keeps saying how Adrian saw the shooter and didn't take immediate action. Like, this guy keeps saying, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't understand the defense, what they're trying to get.
I
Out
don't
of
think
that.
that the defense knows what the defense is
He
doing.
sounds dumb as hell.
Judge, can I go through?
Yes,
So
please.
I'm going to show you a range of what's been marked. So I've just marked as defence 3, 4, and 5. You recognise this one?
They're all outside photographs of evidentiary items.
Yeah, they're a fair and accurate depiction of the scene as you saw it on those days.
Correct.
Judge, defence offers, and we'll show it to opposing counsel first, what's been marked as defence 3, 4, and 5 and 2 elements.
No objection, Your Honor.
They're admitted.
Judge, give it 1 second so we can display them on the screen. May we publish, Ron?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. We'll just try and sort out something about electronically.
I highly doubt Adrian will testify.
Nah, that'll be fucking trial suicide.
So while my colleague does that, then we'll approach you with another
Yes, sir.
exhibit.
Yes, sir.
So we just mark these while we're trying to get them so we can publish them on the screen, right? So those were the pictures.
Alma,
3,
please
4,
work
5
on
were
your
pictures of
couth,
the
girl.
scene. I'm going to show you what's been marked as 6. Do you
It's
recognise
like the third
that?
inappropriate question you've asked.
Corner of the school building,
God
and then,
damn.
of course, the outside, the exterior of the school.
Yeah.
Again.
And so you recognise it, and you've identified where it is. Judge, I'm going to show it to the state, but
Yes.
defence also offers defence 6 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, it'll
Of
get a
course
minute.
not, because he's
Any chance of getting them up on the screen?
I'm trying, but I'm sorry, Ryan.
he's kind of making our point. I guess it's weird.
Yeah.
What we'll do that, may I approach Ryan? I will start, you do it the
Oh
old
my
way. So just for the jury, I am publishing what's been taken. So there's a series of photographs. Oh, they're up on the screen. Right, okay. So, Ranger, if I may put that there, if we just do it on the diagram first. May I follow?
Yes, sir.
So I guess you'd agree with me that what we're looking at here are photographs of the southwest corner of the building here.
That's correct. That looks like it's depicting this area
Yeah,
right in there.
The southwest corner of the building here, right. So that's what we're looking at generally. So we're looking, and obviously the jury's seen these photographs last week with other rangers who took the photographs. Because you didn't take these photographs, right?
I did not.
But the prosecutor wants to talk to you about tactical movement, so I want to talk to you about some tactical movement. Jason, if you could publish 4, please.
He literally asked this
Well,
cop.
in
He
the
said, "You took
meantime-
these photos, right?" And he said, "No." And then that lawyer just kept on talking as if he did take the photos.
Photographs, there we go.
Weird.
There are photographs, and the method of your taking photographs and evidence collection is to take a further out, zoomed out view, right?
Correct.
And then you go closer again
Correct.
with more detail, and then further again to show more detail again.
Correct.
To illustrate things. So
That's
this is
Adrian's
a
car.
diagram or photograph
Yeah.
that's further away.
It's a zoomed out photo, yes, sir.
And we're generally looking at the southwest corner of the building.
That's correct, yes, sir.
And you can see in the distance there, you can see a vehicle with the word police written on it,
Correct.
and another white vehicle parked behind it, quite a distance away, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we talked about, and again, I wouldn't use the correct words, you say, tactically moving towards the south. So we already discussed the problems with hearing a shot fired outside from a high power.
Oh my
weapon, right?
God.
Correct.
It can echo,
Yes, sir.
right? So now I want to talk about
There
how
should be a limit on how many
obviously
times you
approach
can ask that
sort of sound,
question.
right?
Yes, sir.
And I think you said you should approach it tactically,
Sure.
right? Because you wouldn't just run blindly towards it, right?
No, sir.
Because that would cause more problems than solutions it would solve, right?
Correct.
Because a dead cop can't help anyone, right?
Correct.
But so we're talking about moving tactically. So the prosecutors, I think
He really said that.
suggestion is, so someone who was over here, let's say a police officer who got
There
out
was
this
376
vehicle,
live cops that didn't help anyone either.
Yes,
so.
sir.
right? So what we spoke about is you're familiar with slicing the pie
Yes, sir.
or quartering a corner.
Yes, sir.
Like quartering would be more of a military phrase, right?
Yes, sir.
Slicing the pie or cutting the pie would be a civilian law enforcement term.
Correct.
Right, and then also the correct way, let's pretend someone was over here where I am. Right, somewhere in this west parking lot. That's what, over here is the west parking lot, right?
Correct.
So if someone were to hear the report of gunfire over here, the correct way to approach it would be to take cover along this wall here. Right?
Potentially one way.
One way.
You just can't see what else is out here in this vacant lot as far as any other potential concealment or cover to make a wider approach.
And that's a good point. We're talking about a wider approach. For argument's sake, because you were there, right? At this scene?
I was at the scene, but I didn't have much part in this. Yes, sir.
I'm
But I
not-
was there, yes, sir.
I'm not trying to get
No,
you.
no, I
You
understand.
you remember this is mostly an open field, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And we see a little thin tree there.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That is a tree,
Yes, sir.
right? But it's not a substantial tree.
Correct.
That would be
But
possibly concealment,
potentially, yes, sir.
potentially concealment, right, against a long barrel weapon, because we know what weapon we're talking about now.
Yes, sir.
High velocity,
He's literally not made a
Correct.
single point.
penetrate that
This
tree
lawyer.
easily, right?
Correct.
So that tree is not cover.
What they're
Correct.
trying to do is because the prosecution has the burden of
Correct.
From fire from the weapon
of,
we're gonna see in this trial.
proof without a doubt or whatever.
So there's no cover out here.
All he's trying to do is, there's a possibility. There's a possibility
Yeah.
because if there's any possibility,
You tell
then
me, Gary, there wasn't
then
anything that
they
was covered
won't
there if it wasn't like
convict.
this.
So
Right, so the only cover you want is
Possibilities
the building.
are endless. I mean,
So, can
It's
you
just-
see, and can you see what I'm indicating on the screen here?
It's a fenced-in area or protected area
Burden of
with air
proof is what I was
conditioners.
trying to think
So,
of.
Mhm.
that's right. It's again,
Yeah, a
just
tree
guesstimate
can
probably how high to do that
obscure
fence.
your vision
there,
so that
sort
you
of
can't see somebody that's actively
foot, 6
fucking
foot.
shooting towards you.
Right, and again,
4 foot.
he saw him.
From
4 to 6.
feet.
This
4 to
building
6
right
feet
here in the
chain
back?
fence.
Right
Correct.
there,
Yeah.
So-
there's a bullet
so
hole in
in
there,
order to get
meaning
to the
that
corner
guy
of this building,
fired.
So if someone were to, let's pretend
That
for
way
a second,
at him.
this is the corner of the building, if I may move around the world, Judge. So let's pretend for a
It's
second.
beyond a
this is the
reasonable
corner of
doubt,
the
so
building.
there can be
Right, that
some
building
doubt
there.
though, so he's
Right,
still
I'm
not
coming
doing
to-
it.
I want to
Okay,
go to the
cool,
corner of this
cool, cool.
building to take cover, so that I can have a look round the other side into the west parking lot, or slice the pie, right? Slicing the pie would be to come to the corner of this building. It's not an accurate, well, it's an accurate representation of it.
Slice
a
of the
person would come
pie.
up on the
Why does
corner,
he keep
right,
saying that?
and they're just sliced
It's-
in the pie. It's like cutting slices off of a pie.
Oh my god.
Right?
Correct.
That's why it's called slicing the pie.
Correct.
Like you take a little bit off the pie, a little bit more, a little bit more. So eventually you're clearing a little bit at a time. So you're coming here, and you can see what's
You're
going
not
on
a
ahead of
cop. You don't have no idea.
You'll be slicing the pie very slowly.
Correct.
Careful your muzzle. I'm not going to point at you guys. And as you're going further,
Oh.
you're cutting a slice off the pie. To go further and further and further, keep cutting the pie till eventually you
American
can see
Yeah.
Oh
down the
my
other end of it.
god. Rose every time he says pie. I swear to God.
That's what slicing the pie is. Military calls it quartering the corn
Yes, sir.
because you're taking it off in quarters. So here,
Frustrating.
if we apply that to this wall, we've got a 4 to 6 foot fenced-in chain link fencing away. Right?
I mean, there is a fence there, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, right?
Yes.
Up here.
You just have to change your dynamics a little bit.
You do, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll talk about that. But in order to get to the corner of this building, Jason, can you display the further one? I think it's 7. In order to get to the corner of that building, which that building's cover, right?
Correct.
To get to the corner of that building, you would have to climb into, because we talk about fatal funnels, right?
God damn it.
Correct.
That would be almost like, that would be a fatal funnel. If someone were to climb into this fenced off building, fenced off area with these AC units, to climb into that,
Yeah, the
that
building's
is a
not
fatal
fenced off.
funnel. Because there's no
What?
place to retreat or advance if you're caught in there, right?
Correct. We're focusing on the corner here. I understand
I'm talking
the
about
corner, but I'm also going to mention that there was also a vehicle in the parking lot which could have been used
There
for
you
some
go.
kind of concealment or cover as
Let's
well.
go.
I've got it.
There you
We'll get
go.
to that. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
right? I'm still
Yeah, you're not ever going to be
Okay.
there.
Because we got to negotiate. Me and you got to negotiate this building first before we can expose ourselves.
You gotta
to the
negotiate a
opportunity.
building?
I agree with you on that, but we're not there yet, so we're going to rewind.
Sure.
I'm going to ask my question then again. My question was again, to get to the corner of this building, Mr. Turner's talking about cover, moving tactically in cover. To get to the corner of the building, you'd agree with me that you've got to climb into this
No.
caged off area, which looks taller there, 4 to 6 feet tall. Right.
No, there's
To
actually
place
enough
yourself
space
up
right
against the
there.
building, yes. To still use the theory of slicing the pie, just widen it out and use the fence as your
Look at his
depth
face.
of
Look at his
widening
face.
and slicing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that, but
Oh yeah, I bet you won't.
if you're going to just avail yourself of the cover, the hard cover, you've
He
got to
got
go
him.
into that cage,
Stupid.
right? You'd agree with that? Not going out wider, we'll talk about that next. To go to that corner, you've got to go into that cage.
I
No.
wouldn't say you had to go into the cage looking at how that pipe is inset. from
There
the
you go.
corner of that
Keep
building.
saying it. Keep telling his ass.
I think it's 7.
I'm gonna start using that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that from here on out, babe.
I almost guarantee he does not talk about that later.
That's what I'm gonna start using.
Yeah, funnels and pies. Like
Yeah.
that's this guy's whole
It's the
defense.
apex of the vortex.
There was a funnel, and we need to slice the pie.
We'll
What?
talk about it later.
Oh, he stopped questioning what? Of course. God. I'm so glad I'm not in the courtroom because I would get kicked out.
So we spoke about spoke about the drain pipe, right? So you'd agree with me that this is a different angle. So now this is looking at the building. This is south, looking up to the west, right? Is that one? 6, sorry.
Oh, he's gonna be stuck on this for a minute. Watch him.
And these are the same corner?
Yeah. Different angle.
Doesn't look like the same. When did they take these pictures?
Thank you, Dan.
Well, let's look at it on the screen.
Sure.
So we can.
I just find it to be different, but okay.
Yeah, it is. It's taken later, but it's the same. It's the same corner, right? Remember we looked at it earlier.
Okay.
It's been offered. It's entered into.
He's literally like, okay, move on.
You'd agree with what we're looking at here is it's taken later because you can see the grass.
Is
has
this a
changed.
wall? No, it's a
But
pie.
This is that very same corner west. This is the west side of the building, and this is the south side of the building,
Yes, sir.
right? And this is that fence.
Okay.
And you'd agree with that fence is because you said, oh, there's the pipe. That fence is. I'm not even going to ask you to estimate how far away that is from the corner of the building.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But you can't. You to get to this.
I would tell them we'll talk about that later.
Here, you would have to expose yourself greatly to run back inside to get cover, right?
I wouldn't put myself inside the fence area, but okay. Yes, sir.
Why wouldn't you put yourself inside the fenced area?
Because then I limit myself.
Because you limit yourself.
Exactly.
And you limit yourself because if someone were to come around that corner armed with a weapon, bent on your destruction, you would have nowhere to go, right?
Correct.
You
Whatever.
would be in a fatal cage, let alone a fatal funnel.
Oh my God.
Correct.
You would be very
Now talk about the pie.
Correct.
and in this case probably dead, right? Injured.
Could be.
Could be.
Wounded, injured, yes.
Yeah, and of course,
Well, our children are dead,
you do a very dangerous job, right?
and they're not police.
I mean, our job is dangerous, correct. Any job today is dangerous.
Oh,
But
Oh, there you go.
being law enforcement is a dangerous
wow.
Sure.
I did not expect
When
that.
you're acting as a police officer, you can't help
I don't even like police, but I like the way
That's
he's
correct.
standing his
So
ground.
that's
And
why
They've
we
been,
use-
all the feds
school
and the
talks
Rangers
about
have been doing
tactical
this.
movement. Officers are
Yeah.
trained to move tactically, right?
Correct.
And it's not just so that they can help someone else, right? That's the eventual goal is to be able to go and help resolve this situation. But it's also to try and keep them alive long enough so that they can resolve the situation.
That's correct.
but they,
So let's go
oh,
back.
ooh.
If we can go back, Jason, to the last one, please. So we confirm this is the corner.
Correct.
Because, and I appreciate your candor, Ranger. You wouldn't have put yourself in that cage.
No, sir.
No.
Nobody
I wanna
would,
talk
though.
about how, then,
What does that got to
somebody
do with?
should negotiate that corner. Because I agree with you. There
He's
are-
saying the only
so
way
here we
to
are. So what we
be around that
there
corner is in the
is
cage,
this
I guess.
corner, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And the fence.
Well, they're saying
but
it's a
that was
4
sometime
foot
later.
to 6 foot fence.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a big
we know because
difference.
there's a wider out
Mhm.
photograph and there's a black SUV. There's been a lot of talk about the black SUV that's in the parking lot, right? That would be potential cover at some point, right?
Correct.
But the problem with that is that you'd have to negotiate an open space to get to it.
That's correct.
No cover, right?
Correct.
And in order to, the whole point of this is the prosecutor asked you about moving tactically. We mentioned
I
that.
mean,
So to
my
move
son didn't have
tactically
cover in the
to this
classroom.
corner here, to
Exactly.
be able to, if let's place myself on this corner, so that I can, if this is the corner here, and I'm sorry to give you my back, if this is
Again.
the corner of that building, in order to be able to slice the pie or quarter it, to look what's going on over there, I can't come to the edge of the building, can I?
No, obviously I have to work with the obstacle that's there.
So, and that's what, and that, in this
Oh,
case, right?
I
So,
love that.
in a purely theoretical or training scenario, wouldn't it be nice just to be able to go down that building?
Oh, I'm sure it would be nice, but that's not what you're working
Prepare
with.
yourself and be able to work around obstacles that are,
Oh, there
that
you
you come
go.
up against.
But in this case, anyone who is trying to get cover from this building would have to negotiate this fenced-off area that you said you wouldn't enter.
That's correct.
So in order to come to the edge of that building, an officer would have to, let's say that the edge of that building is a TV. How wide do you think this
But it's
this
not.
caged-off area is?
I learned today that you can't see through a chain link fence.
12 feet maybe?
12 feet.
15?
We'll go with it, 12, 15 feet. The officer would have to come 12, 15 feet, let's say, off of that building, right? And you'd agree that would be out of cover, based on the angles.
Oh my God.
You're widening up that angle of exposure to an area you can't see.
I would take that as wide as I need to be safe for myself to identify
Oh,
my
yes.
target, of which has been pointed out or has been said is over there.
So let's use my hypothetical earlier. This is the corner
Wow,
of that building,
he's-
right? But we've got this huge obstruction that's 10, 15 feet wide,
This
right? And
huge
it's a big
obstruction.
cage that you went into, right?
Correct.
Ideally, you would want to be behind cover, right? Because cover isn't hiding, it's safety,
Ideally,
right?
Correct.
Fire, because there's a rifle being fired somewhere that we don't know where. In order
Yes,
to
he
find
does
it,
know
you
where.
have to go and look,
Correct.
right? If you could identify where it's from. But you can't, in my hypothetical here, just come to the corner of the building and have a look, because we've got that cage, which is a fatal funnel on the corner there.
Not only you have the cage, I mean, you got other obstacles in the parking lot, as we've seen in the previous photos as well.
I agree.
Ooh.
So in order
But
to,
you have a whole open area outside of that to be able to work with, to be able to still use that building and conceal yourself.
with no cover in that parking lot, I got it. But in order to go to that corner, an officer would have to come 10 to 15 meters out, 10 to 15 yards out, which is about 10, is this about 15 yards, I reckon?
10 or 15 or further.
Or further. So to go, if that's my corner there that I've got to try and negotiate now, and quarter or
This
slice the pie,
negotiating
you see
corner
I'm further
thing
away from
too.
that building.
Absolutely.
So I'm already, to try and come to the edge of that building there, I'm hugely exposed from my left-hand side, right?
You can still use that building at your advantage even further out.
But the angles are so much
This-
wider, right?
this
Ideally,
fatal.
this is what
Absolutely.
you want. The prosecutor's question was framed that go to the corner of this building here and then start slicing the pie or looking.
Oh my
That is
God.
not a possibility on the south side of that building, right?
Not going up
Somebody
next
get
to
this
the
man
building, but
something to eat.
To use what is available to you, yes.
I got it. But that, coming to this corner, I'll ask you again. Coming to this corner, tight to this building, in cover, not concealment. Cover, hard cover, is not possible.
Didn't ask an answer, Your Honor.
Exactly. Thank you.
You can answer if you understand the question.
oh my
Oh,
God.
I
come
mean,
on.
obviously, you can't go up to the corner of the building because of the obstacle.
Thank you.
That's where you have to use the remaining room that you have,
You have to use a remaining.
the opening field.
Got it. And so that's right. So basically, to do that, you'd be in an open field, right?
Putting yourself in a position of which you could possibly potentially still identify a target.
Maybe, but in order to do that, you're still hugely exposed. In order to do that on this side of the building,
Exposed to a degree.
Oh,
exposed.
Exposed to a degree. I mean,
Our kids were exposed. Like, no sympathy.
he
Come on
keeps
now.
trying to push this dude into a corner, and he's like, nope.
I mean,
You know what he's not going to do? This witness isn't going to be in the middle of a fatal funnel. He's cutting the pie right now.
but he literally told you how to do it, and then
Mm-hmm.
that guy's like, "It's not possible because of the pie." I don't know. Like, ugh. We got to get some more viewers in here. We're only sitting at 266. We need everybody to see this.
And so I think that we discussed that part, and then I think the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the prosecutor said, "Would you go in?" And you said absolutely.
sure,
No, we're assuming there that the person is in the building, right?
correct.
And you're aware that Adrian went in.
No, I'm not aware.
You're not aware. Are you aware that Adrian did enter that fatal funnel?
I'm not aware.
Oh my.
Were you aware that Adrian was in that funnel when there were shots fired from a hidden location into the corridor that shot one of his colleagues in the head?
I was not aware of that.
He wasn't
Whoa.
shot in the head.
Object to that, come on.
Adrian's colleagues had been shot in the head from a,
No, he-
from a
no,
person
they
that was
weren't.
outside, so they couldn't
So
be seen.
lawyers
You
can give
can't shoot, you can't
misinformation?
see, right?
Of course.
Correct.
After his colleague had been shot in the head, he
He was
remained
not shot in the head.
in that
He
fatal
wasn't,
funnel.
y'all.
I was not aware of
You
that.
weren't aware of that.
And Adrian sure
Yes.
wasn't. He didn't even catch shrapnel.
Thank you, Adrian.
He wasn't
Yes.
anywhere near it. God.
Just as to that last part, the fatal funnel
Thank you, Lindsay.
in the hallway, I believe the way that they described it was that gunman is inside the classroom, and the officers are trying to enter the door
Your Honor, I
into the
object.
classroom.
That is a mischaracterization.
Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, what the lawyers say in their questions is not to be construed as evidence. If the evidence differs based upon your recollection, then rely on your own recollection. Please,
Thank
proceed.
you, Your Honor. Does the fatal
mean,
phone
he's-
work both ways? That is for the police
But
officer.
you're kind of late on that
depending
camera
on where
swing.
he is, as well as the gunman, depending on where he is.
You object to leading?
Overruled. You can answer if you understand the question.
That's correct, yes, sir.
So if a police officer is armed in the hallway, knows where the gunman's going to exit, if the gunman exits at that spot, would he be in the fatal phone?
Object to leading?
Correct.
Overruled.
You say
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Part of it is who is in the position of knowing where the other person's coming from.
That's correct.
I wanted to hear what he was objecting to, but you can't hear him.
That's the witness.
No further questions, Judge. Pass witness.
All right.
Yeah,
Recall.
I bet.
Sir.
Is it
Not
recall?
state, Your Honor.
Not for you, sir.
Okay, Ranger, you are excused from the subpoena. You're released, but the rule was invoked, so please don't discuss. the
So he's not
case
gonna be
until you're aware
recalled?
the trial's over.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I bet not.
Okay, folks, I guess go ahead and take your morning recess. Take about 15 minutes. We'll bring you back in. Remember my
Already?
instructions. Would everyone rise for the
Oh
jury?
yeah,
Everyone rise for what?
the jury.
That whole he shot in the head. He kept trying to say that shot in the head, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's like literally kind of poisoning the jury's mind right there. Shot in the head. Oh my God.
Yeah, he 100% was not. But I'm gonna step out and use the restroom real quick, okay?
Yep. Do your thing. I'm here.
And then when I come back, we'll have to switch again so I can turn the.
Yeah. No worries. So we just sit and look at the eagle while they
Yeah,
take a break.
yeah. We typically talk through a lot of times. Lindsay or Rob will come up if there's anything that needs to be from the court side because they're lawyers and everything. So
Yeah.
today we haven't really seen much that can be misconstrued. We learned a
Yeah.
lot last week about yes, the defense can lead, but the prosecution can't, and everything like that. So, but I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, I can't answer legal questions, but if you guys have any questions that I'm able to answer, I definitely give it a shot. Like I said, don't ask me any questions about any of the children or their families. I can answer questions about like the misinformation that's kind of out there. I did see a little bit of that earlier. Holding the cops that didn't do anything accountable. What do you mean? Adrian clearly saw the shooter a few times, and he didn't do what his training tells him to do. Look, guys, if we could, we would try all 376 officers out there. We begged the DA. We begged him, charge everybody. She said no. So we don't really get a choice in that part, you know? I wish. So originally they told us that the school was going to be tore down, but it is still up. No, I got some, thank you. It is still up and standing, and I don't know what they plan to do with it. They did build a new school in a different area of town for those kids. Did he call for backup? I'm actually not sure about that. So once again, equal, you're speaking about somebody who's directly related to one of the victims, and although he is a police officer, I just don't feel like that's appropriate to say. But again, I did state all 376 of them. As many of them as we could should have been charged, but and nobody else will be charged, by the way, just Adrian and Pete. So I don't know if anyone else was trying to lead into like if anybody else is being charged. I saw that earlier, but no, just those two.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Pete.
Hey,
Pete,
do you know if Adrian called for backup? That was a question a while ago, and I don't actually know. Pete Arredondo was the chief of the school police.
if he called for back, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back in and look.
Oh, thank you, Gabby. I am eating and drinking, yes. All right, let me drop real quick so Brett can change
Oh
the
wait,
screen.
no,
I mean, yeah, we're sitting here staring at an eagle.
yeah, I'm doing my nicotine real quick.
Hey,
So
you don't do that either, right? Answer questions about the officers that were related to the victims?
no, I don't.
Okay.
We don't talk about any of the families or anything unless they're here.
Okay. I figured someone
So
said something about, I'm not going to name his first name, but just one of the police
Yeah.
officers, you know. And I was just like, I don't think that's kind of right to do. And I do have personal opinions, but.
yeah, no, yeah, we don't do that.
So the new school is supposedly designed to be very well locked down, but like, let's be so for real right here. That doesn't really do much, except our kids are now living in a prison. They're going to school in prison. So.
Okay. Let's see.
Thank
What
you.
were they in charge of during the event? Well, I don't know what that question means. Was there a family support group for the families? No, we kind of became
Ourselves.
our own support
Yeah.
group and shit.
They didn't offer us any type of mental health help or anything like that. They basically wanted us to shut up and go away. That's just how it was.
After finding out the shooter's history, he flunked 3 times in the 9th grade. What do I think Texas should do? Limit accessibility to firearms?
Yeah. Like
You're
his
telling me-
school grades don't have anything to do with what he did.
Well, not just that, but you're telling me that somebody that flunked 3 times has the ease of access to go and purchase 2 semi-automatic rifles and like 1,600 rounds of ammunition? Yeah, no.
Also, considering his age, there's no way he flunked 3 times. I'm just gonna put that out there. He turned 18 a few days before he did this, and he would have been a senior that year. So, not 3 times for sure. He didn't. Not sure why that's important, but math.
Let's see.
Hey, my mods, y'all just mute them if they immediately mute if they do that about families, okay? Like they've already been warned. I've said it. Y'all have said it. Just immediate. No more warnings for that, guys. You just get muted.
Have any officers since resigned? A couple, but not anything crazy. It was more so the officers that have resigned were the ones that came afterwards, like these officers that have been on trial right now, or not on trial, but witnesses, the ones that came after and were doing the investigation, which I stand by this full-heartedly, ACAB all the way. But those officers are the ones that seem to be more affected by it than the ones that were in there listening to our babies crying and screaming and everything.
And we mostly met Texas Rangers after the fact, you know, like the ones that were at the Civic Center with us were FBI and Texas Rangers.
Yep.
And I don't know what was mentioned at the very, very beginning about how they identified the kids or something, but like,
Shoes and clothing.
yeah, we had to describe what our children were wearing that morning, and then they got to decide if that was our child or not, which I thought was just, I don't know. They very much were just like, we're gonna say you can't handle this, and that's it. I just didn't appreciate that, like, at all. And they did mess up on some of the identifications too.
Yep.
Had to go and correct it, so.
We didn't get to see him for what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
And then his
And
funeral
that was,
was
we
a
had to
week
fight
after.
for that. No, we didn't get to see him. They kept telling me that I couldn't handle it, which was not their place to say. And even if I couldn't, I had support with me, so that just wasn't their business. I know a few other families dealt with that as well, but there was quite a bit of them that got to see their kids that day, especially if they were taken to the hospital. Uzziah he never left that school,
No.
so. Yeah, look at we surpassed 250K. That's good. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate that. Yeah, it's not their decision to make, but they sure made it. They're like holding him hostage, I swear.
I
It's
mean,
pissing us off.
the DA also, like, apparently you have to have a pass to even go into the court. And
Did you tell
I didn't
everybody
get
that we weren't even notified?
Yeah.
We
yeah.
were they didn't text us, they didn't tell us anything about the court. Like I have absolutely no emails, no text messages, no nothing about this. Like we kind of weren't invited,
Yeah.
which I'm definitely gonna talk to her assistant about. Actually, I want to talk to Christina myself.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty persistent, so
Oh, usually you show up at the court to get the pass. It's usually first come, first serve. Oh, okay. I didn't know since.
well, no, the family's got a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're speaking specifically as one of the families of victims or survivors. It's a different set of roles for us.
You were too vocal for them. Yeah, for real. We
Yeah.
haven't been able to go to the courtroom. So yes and no, right? One, like I said, we weren't notified of anything. But two, I am way too vocal, and I don't want. The DA has already tried to pit people against me and use me as an excuse, like, oh well, Brett's doing this, so this won't go to trial and this and that and everything. And so if she loses this trial, right, if he walks away scot-free, I don't want any chance of that being put on me. So
Yeah.
I'm staying here doing this live for everybody because I think the whole world should be watching this fucking trial. And I'm going to try to go on the last day.
Yeah. No, you're not gonna try. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna do whatever we can. You deserve to be there and hear it in person, you know?
Yeah. Have we noticed a change in media responses now that the trial is here? What do you mean? I don't fuck with shitty reporters.
Yeah. We work with a basic few that we have worked with this entire time, but
Yeah, like there's a select few. Do they know how long it will take? When it started, they said 2 to 3 weeks. So. Yeah, when it gets closer to time, I'll let everybody know. But basically the same thing as always, just helping us throughout the daily goal and everything like that.
yeah. What do you need to? Oh, I mean, because Houston's a little far from us, so he'd have to, or Corpus Christi, sorry. Wait, where are they?
They're in Corpus.
Am I not even saying the right?
They're in Corpus.
Okay.
We were talking about Houston earlier.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, this is Corpus.
So yeah, he'd have to go down and like stay so he could be there the next morning for it. So
Why Corpus? I don't know why they chose Corpus. I know that we asked, me and Nikki specifically in the very beginning, asked for them to move it out of Uvalde because I didn't think that would be fair because he's related to a shit ton of people there.
yeah,
And they like him. So I asked to get it moved to like San Antonio or Austin or even Dallas, Houston even. I don't know why they
Yeah,
went
Corpus.
It makes no
Well,
sense.
I told you, like, when I started reading on the news, when they started putting this out on Facebook and TikTok and stuff, he seemed to have quite a bit of support from the people that live there.
Imagine that.
I know.
Is Corpus far from us? Yeah, it's a day's drive.
Texas is huge, y'all. It's ridiculously huge. Maybe some judging.
Judge
So this judge, I kind of, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I liked him or da because I don't know what he can't decide anything anyways, but he really did seem to stand his ground when they kept trying to, push the date of the court and stuff. He basically last time was like, get your shit together because we're going.
Yeah,
Like we're doing this.
yeah,
So I appreciated that.
He's kind of like I don't have too much shit to talk right now on
Yeah.
this judge. Obviously, some of his calls I don't like, but as they've been described to us by Lindsay and Rob, like there was that one call for the motion of limine that I didn't like, but when it was explained, like, yo, no, they're setting this up so that if it goes to appeals, it works in our favor and not his. So, which is always why I tell everybody to, like, if you're going to talk about something, know about something, you know what I'm saying? So, and always educate yourself. So, because we wouldn't know shit without our local lawyers in the chat. Because a
Yeah.
lot of this shit's confusing.
Are they in here today?
Yeah, Lindsay is. I haven't seen Rob yet, but Lindsay is. It's Lindsay with a Z.
Okay, I'll try to look for that.
But yeah, this ain't like Law and Order and fucking
Well, no, of course.
shit like that. You know, this ain't like
I wish,
Jag.
right? They get like
Oh yeah,
immediate.
and Reese on the tube. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there, that Lindsay right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they immediately roll into the next trial after this one? No. So
I
what?
don't think we have a date for Pete's at all, do we?
We don't yet. There's a federal trial pending before his can, because what the prosecution is trying to do is get Bortak to talk.
I thought she said that that was a no-go though. I thought
No, that's still what.
because Border Patrol didn't they just do their own investigation and were like sealed and closed? We don't have anything to do with this anymore.
Say that again.
Like, because Border Patrol didn't they do their own investigation and decide that was done and over and they're not gonna
Yeah, but
testify or anything?
this is why it's in a federal to see if they have to.
Okay.
Okay, I'm checking the YouTube chat. WFAA has been showing some of the body cam footage during the commentary. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. If you want to watch the body cam, go and watch Unimaginable on the tube at We Rise for You. That is where all of that is. Pete's is in Corpus too, or elsewhere. It hasn't been decided yet. He asked for a change of venue as well.
Yeah, he doesn't want it in Uvalde. Which is so odd to me because truthfully, what we were experiencing there, this is just, I can only speak on my own experience. I felt like they both had quite a bit of support there. I mean, yes, we had some support too, but I always felt like our support came more with, hey, we support you, but like, it's time to move on. Let's not ruin these men's lives kind of thing. Like,
Or
if that makes
outside,
sense.
or outside
Yeah.
from outside of.
Oh yeah, we definitely get way more support away from Uvalde, so. Yeah, we don't know who the next. I wish we would get to know ahead of time, huh?
For real.
Uvalde from Corpus? I don't know. It's like 6 hours, maybe 5-6 hours, something like that.
I think it's about 5, maybe.
And Uvalde is practically on the border of Mexico, and then Corpus is all the way over there by the ocean. So.
His attorneys probably don't know the dynamic and think it's needed. Well, his attorneys are idiots too.
What? Can you explain to me why his attorney keeps saying pies and funnels? I mean, no. I mean, I can pick up what they're doing with this whole circling and asking questions the way they're doing. I get it, but I just don't think it was very fair that he got to say that that officer was shot in the
Yeah,
ear when that is
that's-
not correct. But there was no objection to it, I guess, right? So maybe.
Oh,
That's
the
all.
other cop's trial being moved. Yeah, it's a very weird thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a very weird situation with, like, when we asked for it to be moved, the Christina Mitchell Busby was like, no, this will be the best place, and we're like, you are full of shit. You don't want him to get the state
From
should
day
have objected to
one,
that
she has
immediately.
been, she was so awful to victims' families, survivors, even those children. I'm not sure if they're going to make those kids testify. From my understanding, I think that they were testing that. I really hope not. But she was very ugly to those kids. After everything they've been through, she was rude, she was condescending. I mean, these families were very upset. So she was always rude. Every time we talked to her, she just had it was, and she made it personal, and it was weird because you're an attorney and you should be focused on this case and not making it personal. Like, okay, you don't like Brett, but so what? Do your job, you know? But it was always very personal with her. And we're not invited this time because last time we went and the cops threw us to the ground and shit, all I did was tell that officer to stop fucking talking to me. That's what I said.
This is why I say all the
I
time.
was not in the courtroom either. Like we were outside, and they always want me to take off my necklace that has Uzi's thumbprint. So I always talk shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, because that's such a threat to them. Because it's not. I should not have to take it off. Just make it visible, right? Like, what should I do? But that lady wanted to be a little B word, and that's what I did. I was like, stop fucking talking to me, and boom. They was mad. Big mad.
I say it all the time. I say fuck, I get arrested. Nikki says fuck, I get the shit
You get arrested.
kicked out of me.
Yeah. I think the only reason they didn't arrest you or anything is because media was right out there.
Oh yeah. Dan, I don't like Brett, but I still do my job. See, that's the type of attitude we need. Oh yeah, the nerve to ask you to remove the remembrance of a child. They maybe remove his
Apparently
ashes.
I'm the only. Yeah, we're the only ones that they even do that to. We've asked other people, hey, do they make you like? Because we all have, some type of necklace and remembrance, and they're like, no. So it was basically just me and Brett.
Lindsay, me and Nikki might take you up on that.
What?
To have a lawyer
I couldn't see it.
with us the last day.
Oh,
We
I
might-
mean, don't go out of your way or anything, but yeah, if you're able to, I think that would be great. So we can understand more of it. I'm not sure if I'll go, just to be frank. I'm not sure about that. I don't really handle that type of stuff very well, and I get crazy mean to them cops, and they obviously want to hurt Brett for it, so I don't want to do that. They attack me because I am not nice to them, and I tell them to shut the fuck up. Which they should be. Like, why do you even need to speak to me? Stand there and monitor the metal detector, girl. Like, that's all you are.
Do we know who else is testifying today? Not yet, no.
No. I'm sure more Rangers, I guess, right?
I don't know. They've done it so weird. So like one day it was a teacher and then two Rangers and then two teachers, and then one day it was
Yeah, I didn't like the way he
Fed.
talked to Amy. I was kind of pissed.
One day it was like a Fed, a teacher, a Fed, and then a parent. Like it makes no sense to me. I don't know. Oh yeah, and the pathologist. Yeah, I don't understand why they're doing. Keeping the emotion strong throughout, in between all the technical stuff. Okay, that makes sense.
Your mods are so quick.
Oh yeah, like I said,
I couldn't even read that fast enough.
when the chat is the hearing's on, I don't pay any attention to the chat because I'm trying to listen.
here for. Today, anyways, for a little while. I got therapy today is the only reason I was like, I can handle being in there for a little bit.
With that being said, as well, I will have to get off at about 2:45 today.
has a medical examiner testified?
Well, yeah, the pathologist, yeah,
Oh, well, yeah, because they would have done the autopsies, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be in here for that. Nope.
But yeah, I'll have to get off at about 2:45 today. I should be back on around 3:45, give or take. So we'll try to get back on and everything. I don't know. I might have my son come and sit and everything, but
I mean, I'm way cuter than Brett, right? So what's not to like?
Nikki actually answers the questions we have.
Yeah. I mean, some of them. Excuse me. Oh. Oh, my throat's getting dry. I gotta get a drink. And the funnel, I know. You said I'm funnier. Thank you. I feel like there's a lot more freedom in what I say than Brett. He has to follow rules, and I'm just like not a rule follower,
have to
like ever.
You have to follow rules too, because we're not just on TikTok. Remember,
I mean, I'm not. I'm careful with my wording. I don't know, like
there are rules that
try.
we both have to follow. I'm not impressed by the DA or the defense. Both seem very unprepared. It's because they don't want to try him. They really don't. They don't want to convict him. They don't want to try him because
they just were under pressure. Yeah.
this will set a precedent.
Oh, the pug fund, you guys. Oh, you don't have to do that. Brett feels more calm when you're here. I definitely am his peace. And I feed him throughout the lab. Get him drinks.
For real. The guy ADA is not as bad as everyone else is. Yeah, well, he's not, like, I think he's from Bear County, I believe.
Yeah, he is. They always told us he was brought in to help her, but like she doesn't say anything. Like,
Yeah, he's not, like, from Uvalde.
Noah.
Oh, yeah, well, I wouldn't have been able to make it through all of this without Nick.
Yeah, and don't misconstrue our laughter for not having pain through this, but it's just like, what else can you do with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I like making fun of the defense, so that's why I was like, Rose, every time he says pie, geez, you'd have had your goal already.
Heather, I think you mistyped. I think it was not found guilty because, yeah, he wasn't found guilty. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, Parkland should have set the precedent, 100%. But the Parkland trial was after Uvalde anyways.
And let's not forget, you know, Santa Fe, Texas still hasn't gotten to get any justice from what happened over there. I mean, their perpetrator is in a mental hospital, so it's just not too often do the victims ever get justice, in my opinion. Just turning our pain into strength. I mean, yeah, we had to. Who else is going to fight for Uzziah, you know?
Nobody.
Who else would have made sure he was known worldwide? That was our goal from the beginning. We want everybody to know who he is and what happened so that this can't just get brushed under the rug, which we actually saw during the past few years, especially with what's going on in this damn country right now. You know, people tend to forget it, and we don't want that. That's Brett. That's why he's on every single day talking about it. And I think you're doing a good job, babe.
Even on
You really
days,
are.
thank you. Even on days I don't want to. Literally, I sat down today. Like I said, we were running late. I had a few things to do, a doctor's appointment and whatnot. And I literally sat down and I was like, I want to play my PS2 today. I don't want to do this, but somebody has to. So.
Easy access. Yeah, for sure. I know some people were asking earlier. Yeah, we live in Texas, and so there are other states that have stricter gun laws. But I think it should be federally done.
Oh,
You're leaving it up to the states, then almost seems unfair. Like, because I was born here, which I didn't choose, raised here, and I'm still here. It's like, why should the rules be any different than what other states have? Like,
Why are other states allowed to be safer than ours?
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's because we have a shit governor.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. You know, I actually asked him, it's kind of funny, and I'll be careful with my wording, but I was just like, well, if you're not going to do anything about guns, can we have gardening legal, you know? Like, at least give us that. He said no. He said rude. Utah is arming teachers. That's what Texas wants to do. Actually, Texas made it a thing for teachers, right? Did that ever get passed where they would give you a raise if you were a carrier at school?
Yes,
I know that was
but
in
it's-
talks.
Yes, but it's still kind of up to the school district as well. So
I know a lot of them were like started putting, school police, but I'm like, are you not paying attention? We had our own police force, like that. They were cops. They weren't security guards or nothing like that. They were police for the school district, paid by the school district, and that did not help. So I'm like, what is this putting police on campus doing? Like,
nothing in Uvalde.
I don't think anywhere.
No, it's like I said. That is a
Teachers
reactive measure.
carrying. I mean, look, you're gonna keep a gun in your classroom full of children. I mean, I don't see that being. Also, do you think that they could have reacted quick enough that day to get it out of their desk? I mean, they're like mid teaching when this went happen. So it's just, and how do you take on a rifle that size, you know? I don't think more guns is the answer, basically.
Well, it's also been proven not.
But you know what has been proven to work? Stricter gun laws. Just period. You can look at other countries who have stricter gun laws and it is working. Will we ever eradicate gun violence? No. I wish. But no, we won't because there's ignorant people everywhere. But if we can greatly slow it down and save more children, I just don't understand what they're not putting together here. But yeah, in Texas, it's very common to see people walking around with their weapons. They are not afraid to show it. Big ones, small ones, whatever. I mean, you should see some of the disgusting stuff they put on their trucks around here, too. It's so weird. Anybody else from Texas in here? Y'all know.
Oh yeah, we have quite a few from Texas in here.
Yeah, if you guys are wanting to help us be able to get Brett there to Corpus where he can be there for the last day, the best way to help is just donating right to that because that's where he's able to manage the funds and see what he's working with. And it's greatly appreciated. He deserves to be there. He's worked so hard through all of this and will continue to work even after these trials are over, you know?
Yeah, because this is just a like a stop, not a stopping point, but like a pit stop in this whole fight. But this is very much so a part of keeping Uzziah's name out there and keeping this going on. Because, like, honestly, guys, look around. Look at any big creator you know, or any creator, period. Who's covering this?
Yeah.
Literally no one. I've seen some like lawyer pages do videos about it, but like not live coverage.
Yo, it's been longer than 15 minutes. I just want to say that.
Oh, get used to it.
I'm
Get
just saying.
used to it. We had an hour and 45-minute lunch the other day.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, it's.
I'm very punctual. Like, no, this isn't okay. You said 15 minutes. Let's go. So we want to hear more about the funnel and the pies.
Dear God, if
in
if
Texas.
I don't ever have to hear funnel or pie ever again in my life, like we just put them two together, make it a funnel cake.
Yeah. Well, if you're a supporter, we prefer that you don't go and stream it yourself and you show the support right here for Brett. But he was just talking about these large creators on TikTok, for like Dean and Parker, and I'm trying to think of other ones who originally had talked about this, but like that, they're talking about other things that are going on in the country, and nope, they're not really covering this. So,
We don't know who is testifying.
yeah, court should be punctual. Exactly. I don't know if Mr. Reyes will testify. I have no idea. Thank you. Yes, I would. I really appreciate that support
It
because it
may
was kind of happening last time, and it was very frustrating.
it may be that the other witness isn't there yet or something. Oh,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But still, punctual.
yeah,
This is a
this
serious case here.
okay. Babe, will you drop down real quick so I can switch it and then
Can you kick me? Because I actually don't really know how to drop down.
yeah, I
I
got you.
Yeah, and then just bring me back up.
Yeah, just request again.
Okay.
It doesn't while somebody's in the box, it doesn't let me switch scenes, so oh, and now it's fucking up and not letting me anyways. Give me 1 second. No, that's not it. Is it this one? It's that one. All right, let me see now. Will it let me change? Oh, so it's just not going to work right now. Awesome. It'll work on the tube, but not on here. I think that was a problem that we ran into. Sadly, they don't talk about it after a few days. Look at Vegas, the largest in U.S. history. And yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Bev, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Obviously, as you know, we were going to start the podcast last week, but then the trial took over, so we're here. But after that, we'll get back to it. And that's why like I won't stop too, is because it's not just like, yes, obviously Uzziah is like my main thing, absolutely, but I also see that they quit talking about it or nobody knows. This is why we're gonna have guests such as you. Because you were in Vegas. We're going to have guests such as Sandra, who lost her son. Guests such as Janet, who was shot by her ex-husband. This is why we're going to have all these people, because people, they don't care after a minute. Like, so that's why we're going to continue to do what we're doing.
TikTok is crooked. That's why.
Yeah, eventually we're going to try to get away from it, but
Yeah, this platform is just ruined. Anything to suppress people, you know?
especially people that don't like the fucking mango Mussolini.
And God, he is making this world we're existing in exhausting. It's like been something every single day. But I feel like this is more important, of course. I'm biased.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on right now. I mean, we saw like the ICE shooting and everything, but like the video that I made the other day, like think about this. Both of the two biggest stories of this past week involved guns.
Yeah, so, there's nothing I love more than to piss off a MAGA man, okay? It's easy to do. It's very easy to do. So I would go into their spaces because they won't come to you. So I would go into their spaces. It is so unsafe in there. The racism, violence towards women that they start talking about, it is insane. And they're not getting their lives taken down. Even if I reported it, there was nothing happening to them. And I thought that was wild. Thank you, Sandra. I'll say them out loud.
Well, I hold off until the lunch break.
Mental health problem, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to ban alcohol. This country want to ban anything but guns. Ridiculous. I bet he won't ban McDonald's. Fat ass.
I don't want McDonald's banned.
You don't even eat McDonald's. Very rarely.
Their fries are good.
Guys, all right, I want to see. This is why I want connections to everything, because I just want to message the judge right now. Sir, it has been way longer than 15 minutes. Oh, hey, how do they determine who calls the witness? I don't actually know that.
So,
whose witness is coming up or whatever.
So the prosecution does it until it's the defense's turn. So like all of these have been prosecutions. It'll get to a point where the defense will start bringing them up, and then the prosecutors will cross-examine. I believe, Lindsay, that's correct, right? I believe that's what you and Rob had said the other
Drinking
day.
TV static.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. See, so it'll be like if the prosecution has like 25 witnesses, they go through all 25 first and then do the back and forth, the cross-examine, and then the redirect, and then the cross-examine, and the redirect. And then once they get to the end of the prosecutions, then the defense will start bringing up witnesses, and then it'll go back to the cross-exams, and then the redirects, and the cross-exams, and the redirects. And then it'll go, I believe, to closing statements.
Mm-hmm. So right now we're in the prosecution's witnesses.
Yeah, we're still in prosecution.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Finally. He heard me. I sent him vibes. Oh, he looks upset. Give me a headache too, bro. Pies and funnels.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the delay. We had another matter we were required to take up outside your presence, so my apologies. This witness has been sworn outside your presence. He is under oath, so you may proceed when ready.
Tell the jury your name.
Scott Swick, S-W-I-C-K.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a Texas Ranger with the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Would you briefly describe your
Hey, did they call our ranger yet?
experience in law?
No.
I went through an initial police academy in 2003 before joining DPS in 2005. Through DPS, it's another 6-month police academy. I initially was in the Texas Highway Patrol until 2013 when I became a Texas Highway Patrol sergeant. And then in 2014, I became a Texas Ranger. Through that, on the Ranger Division, there's crime scene, 4th, 5th, 6th Amendment type training.
Thank you, that was
even
beautiful.
more in depth than what you would have in the initial police academy.
And is the crime scene training for you the same as it for all Texas Rangers?
To a point, the initial is, and then several of us have
Natalie.
specialties that we get into that might
Babe,
be
Natalie's
different.
here.
What's up, Natalie?
On May 24, 2022, were you, did you make it to Uvalde County, Texas, Rob School?
Yes, sir.
And on that day or the next day, were you assigned a specific area to search?
Yes, sir.
And
Mr.
what area
Turner,
was
can you
that?
use your microphone?
Thank you.
What area were you assigned to search?
Classroom 112.
And have you reviewed the photographs to classroom 112? Is that a fair and accurate depiction of your work?
Of the work of the team that we're with, yes, sir.
And we re-offer your own the exhibits that were noticed outside the presence of the jury.
Just to enjoy our conversation, that's fine.
Yeah, I believe we made a record on the ones that were admitted, and they are admitted. You may proceed.
Thank you.
So that's what took so long.
Starting with exhibit
They're
756.
having pictures, and the defense was arguing against them.
Okay. Like he didn't want them to be shown?
Yeah.
The exhibit has a yellow marker for one of the rooms. Is that the room 112?
It appears to be, yes, sir.
And is that the room that you searched?
Yes, sir.
And that's the room concerning these photographs?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit 757. Could you tell us what we're looking at here?
So the doorway on the left is going to be 112. The doorway on the right is going to be 111. This would be a view as if you were standing in the hallway looking at those exterior door faces.
And did they have an adjoining door within the classroom that you could go back and forth between?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit
Unfortunately.
758.
So this is a close-up view of door 112 that also depicts several bullet defects into that door coming from the exterior towards the interior.
And exhibit 759.
Once again, another close-up of that just to give you a depiction of the bullet defects I spoke to.
Does 759 depict a window in that door?
Yes, sir.
And what is the condition of the window?
The window has damage due to gunfire, to defects.
And are there gunfire defects in that door?
Yes, sir.
Would you point them out?
Your Honor, may I stand up?
Yes, sir.
So you have a defect here, these circular defects. You have three coupled right here, one here. Looks to be one right there. It's hard to tell here in the glass, but you have several within the glass as well.
Thank you. And can you tell from looking at those defects if they're from the hallway into the room or from the room into the hallway?
The ones in the door face itself, we were able to determine they were from the hallway, from the exterior hallway in towards the interior of the room.
And something kept you from determining the glass breakage, if it was from the hallway or from the room?
It was our determination that day that they would have been similar, once again, from the hallway into there. Some of them you could tell by the concave of the glass itself, but some of them you couldn't necessarily tell due to the damage that you had, but it appeared to be consistent with the rest of it, which was exterior to interior.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. In showing you State's Exhibit 780, would you kind of show us the general outlay of the room?
So this would be as if you stepped into the threshold of that room 112 door. So you're standing, if you would, just on the interior side of that, viewing straight down that what would be the wall, the purple wall or the blue wall, you will, on the right, excuse me, would be the south wall. The wall straight ahead with the window in it would be the exterior east wall of that classroom of 112.
And so the wall that's right next to the doorway and goes all the way to the window, that is fairly free of pools of blood, is that correct?
There are blood stains there, but the majority of the blood stains are not in this area.
And the back wall, are they fairly free of pools of blood?
Yes, sir.
And so would you describe for the jury in the room where generally the pools of blood were?
So the areas of blood stains in the room, you can obviously see some on the floor here in front of you in this picture, but the majority of the blood stains that my team located was going to be what would be considered the northwest corner of the room. So once again, if you're looking at this picture back to your left in that corner of the room.
The corner away from the doors and the windows.
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 761. Yes, 761.
This would be a view from the 112 door, but this would be the interior door face. So once again, you're inside room 112, looking at what would be the interior door face of that room door.
And 762.
This is another view of that from a different angle to show you the bullet defects through that door towards the interior of the room.
And is there a bevel on one of those gunshots?
There is the bevel he's referring to. If you look at the gunshot furthest to the right, it gives that bulge or the bulge look to it, where you can see where the energy of that projectile going through the door pushes that door frame out. That's what he's referring to.
And Exhibit 763, would you tell us the general location of 763?
So 763 is going to be, once again, you're inside room 112. You're just in front of the entrance of that door we were looking at. You're looking, this is viewing back on the floor, back towards that, that east wall where that window was at. But this is going to be the floor view that you're looking at here.
And does it show things specifically on that floor?
Yes, sir. There are several defects in the floor that you can see, the gray areas that you notice on the floor, which are going to be, would appear to be ricochet rounds from projectiles hitting the floor.
And exhibit 764?
764 is the exterior door face of the closet door inside room 112. What you notice on that door, once again, the gray areas on that door where the paint is peeled back or what appears to be shrapnel defects onto that door.
And is that closet door directly across from the entryway into 112?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 765.
765 is another view of that door from the lower bottom third of that door, if you will, below the handle.
So the first view was above the door handle, the second view is below the door handle, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And exhibit 766.
766 would be the brick wall, the stone wall that's directly behind where that door you just viewed was. So once again, this is going to be the west wall of that classroom. That's the window, the grayish area is that window that you saw earlier. And this is going to be a picture of what appears to be shrapnel hits on that white brick.
And is it once again directly across
I'm gonna
from
step away for a minute while they're
doorway
showing
to
this.
112?
I got
Yes,
you,
sir.
love.
I'm gonna stay in the box,
So,
wait.
If you
I'm just
describe
gonna go
the
do something.
pathway from the hallway through the doorway, all the way across the room, leaving shrapnel across all the way to the back wall,
Yes, sir.
would that shrapnel and that pathway be dangerous to people in 112?
If somebody was standing there, yes, sir.
State's exhibit 767.
So 767, once again, this is going to be the interior face of the door. You're inside room 112 looking at that main door entrance. And then down below that, it's a view of evidence marker 1, which for these rooms we use green versicones or evidence markers. So for these purposes, we put a G for green, so G in this case 1. So this would be evidence marker G1 depicting a fired cartridge case.
And exhibit 768.
It's a close-up view to show the 2 fired cartridge cases of G1.
And quickly, of the cartridge casings, did you find more than one kind of cartridge case in 112?
Yes, sir.
And what, was there one single one that was not an LC?
That is correct. There was one singular non-LC22 cartridge case.
And was that found in the teacher's desk?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So other than in the teacher's desk, all the fired cartridge casings were LCs
That's correct.
and rifle casings?
For room 112, yes, sir.
Okay. And so I'll just allow you to shorten your testimony then and just say another cartridge casing if you see one.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And Judge, at some point, we've got to caution the jury and the audience that some of these pictures are going to be a little gory and bloody.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as throughout the course of this trial, we have some graphic photographs, so once again, be aware of that, and if you need to step outside, you're welcome to do so. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your
They
Honor.
don't show them on here though, right?
And did you just take the
No.
photograph, or were the
it's
photographs?
not like I
taken
haven't
where
seen
they
them,
were
but-
found?
Yes, sir.
Weren't
Well,
responsible
there's a
for
lot of
the
stuff that we
costume
haven't
there.
seen that,
Did
so.
you have
Yeah, I
any
know.
pictures where they were?
These photographs are depictions of how we found them when we entered the room and processed that crime scene.
Thank you. Exhibit 769.
769 is another close-up of G1 with what we call an ABFO scale, or a measurement scale, if you will, that's down below that fired cartridge case.
And 770, is that number?
None of this bothers him. Look at him.
Excuse me.
No, you don't give 2 shits.
That
Not a
is,
single emotion.
appears to be just a close-up of what you showed right there on the G1.
771.
So 771 is a mixture of evidence markers. You have the green ones I referred to that was the evidence we collected. The yellow alphanumeric evidence tints that you see there, they were put there before we were processing the scene. So once again, the rangers and investigators that entered that room prior to our arrival, those alphanumerics depict where bodies were located within that room prior to their removal.
And on the far left side, could you describe what structure we're looking at there?
On the far left side is going to be so that wall would be the hallway wall or the west wall of that classroom. You have a table that goes the length from where the entry door, room 112 door is, all the way to
I know what I was
that,
gonna say.
which would be the north wall with various items on it. And then below it is a black curtain that was essentially there kind of blocking the view of what was underneath that table, such as the supplies and so forth.
Was that table with the black curtain large enough for a person to crawl under
Yes,
and be away from
They
sight
did.
from inside the room?
potentially, yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 772.
772 is a close-up of a fired cartridge case with the G2 marker.
773.
773 is the G3 marker with a fired cartridge case.
776.
You okay there?
776 is a G4 marker
No,
with a
but-
fired cartridge case.
As okay as you can be?
778.
Yep.
778 is the G5 marker close-up with a fired cartridge case.
779.
779 is the G6 marker with 2 fired cartridge cases.
781.
781 is the G7 marker with a fired cartridge case.
And does this marker 7 approach this pool of blood in the corner
Yep.
of the hallway that we saw the raw view of?
Yes, sir. That is in the north, what would be considered the northwest area of the classroom.
784.
784 is a close-up of a fired cartridge case with G8.
786.
786 is a close-up of a fired cartridge case associated with G9.
787.
I want it to sink
787,
in
are
to everyone
several fired cartridge cases associated with G10.
how
Would you point those out?
many times we're going to hear about
You're on.
different
Yes, sir.
cartridge casings
You
and
got a
shit
cartridge
like
case
that,
here,
showing how
fired
many
cartridge
times he
case here that
fucking
we
shot.
Went ahead and designated with G10.
Thank you. 790.
790 is a close-up of 2 fired cartridge cases associated with G11.
791.
791 is a fired cartridge case associated with G12.
792.
792 are several cartridge cases that are associated with G13.
794.
794 is a close-up of several cartridge cases that are to the left of G13.
And would you locate those cartridge casings in the room for us?
You're
I
on,
mean,
ma'am.
where would they be in the room?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're asking where they are in the room?
Yes, sir.
Those are going to be,
Tap, tap,
once
tap.
again, the
You're almost at
northwest
350K.
area of the room. That blue piece of equipment that you see at the top of the picture there was just to the right of that filing cabinet, if you remember, from that corner of that northwest area of the room.
796.
796 is a picture of a fired cartridge case associated with G14.
And are they at the very top of the photograph?
Top and in middle, sir. You got 2 at the top and 1 with the ABFO scale.
One in the middle of the photograph and 2 at the top.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Exhibit 800.
This is going to be a picture of fired cartridge cases associated with G15.
And is there one underneath of a obstruction?
Yes, sir. You've got 1 to the left of G15, and then you've got 1 with the ABFO scale, which is up underneath a piece of equipment that was there inside the room on top of that carpet.
Exhibit 802.
802 is a picture of G17, which at the top of the picture there is a what we call a PMAG magazine, which is what the unfired cartridges would go into for a weapon.
And what was the condition of that magazine?
Empty.
And is there a second marker on there?
There is G16.
And how many rounds does that magazine hold?
30 rounds, sir.
There you go. Answer to that.
Exhibit 803?
803 is once a close-up of G16, which is a fired cartridge case.
Exhibit 804?
804 is a close-up of G17 depicting that black empty PMag magazine.
And so after 30 rounds are fired from that mag, what has to happen for the gun to be operational again?
For a weapon to be operational, once you, if you're firing a rifle in this case, you would have to drop this magazine, which eject it from the weapon, if you will, place a new magazine that has unfired cartridges into it, and then put it into battery or put a round into the chamber.
And did you find more than 30 casings in this room?
Yes, sir.
Did that indicate to you whether or not a magazine had been changed?
Yes, sir.
And what was your, did it have
Wow.
been changed?
There were more than 30, which would indicate to me that a magazine had been changed in the room.
Thank you. Exhibit 805?
805 is G18, which depicts fired cartridge cases.
Exhibit 806?
806 has several things in here, starting with G19 at the bottom, depicting the fire cartridge case. G20, which is another picture we'll show, depicts fired cartridge cases on the lip of that whiteboard. And then you have G24, G35, and G39 in that picture also.
And where is the hallway in relationship to this photograph?
The hallway would be, if you would, at a 45, kind of straight ahead. So this wall that you're looking at would be the north wall of the room. So if you follow that wall straight up, that would lead you to that, where the hallway would be in this classroom, or off this classroom.
And as to the backpacks, did you examine the backpacks also?
Yes, sir.
And would you tell the jury what you found?
There were multiple bullet defects inside of these, or through these backpacks.
And those backpacks are hanging almost to the floor, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 807?
Close-up of G19, which is the fired cartridge case.
Exhibit 808?
This is a close-up of G20 depicting the fired cartridge case on the lip of that whiteboard.
Where normally markers would go?
Yes, sir. I guess you could put markers in that. Yes, sir.
And exhibit 809?
This is a close-up of G21, which is shows you more fired cartridge cases on the lip of that whiteboard.
I'm sure they'll let y'all know how
Exhibit
many
812?
rounds. We don't actually know. so
812 is
just
a close-up of
be
G22
patient. I'm sure
depicting
they'll
the
tell you.
fired cartridge case.
Exhibit 814?
814 is a close-up of G23 depicting a fired cartridge case.
Exhibit 815?
815, once again, has several markers in it, marker G14 and marker G24, depicting fired cartridge cases as well as depicting some of the blood in this scene.
And as to the wall depicted in 815, how would you describe the condition of that lower wall?
There are bullet defects in that wall that are going to be, if you see the hooks in that picture, below those hooks, and then some also into that 2x4, if you will, where the hooks are in.
And going back to exhibit 24 right next to the wall, exhibit 816?
So G24, this is a close-up of a, what would be copper jacket from a
Thank
projectile.
y'all.
Exhibit 817?
817 is a close-up of G25.
And 818?
This is another close-up of G25 showing, once again, a copper jacket from a projectile.
Exhibit 819?
819 shows G26 and then G13 again, as well as some yellow tints in that northwest corner of the classroom.
And would you place this photograph in the room? Where would that be?
The northwest corner of the classroom.
Exhibit 820?
A20 is a close-up of G26, which is a fired cartridge case.
823.
A23 is a close-up of G27, which is a fired cartridge case.
825.
A25 is a close-up of G28, being a fired cartridge case.
826.
A26 is a close-up of G29, showing a fired cartridge case next to G11.
829.
A29 depicts several things. So this is a black bookcase, if you will, that was to the left, as you're viewing it, to the left of that blue piece of equipment that we talked about a second ago. In this beige area to the left of it, it's showing it being hugged up against that filing cabinet in the northwest corner of the room. This shows both a piece of evidence being G30 and then shows a bullet defect associated in that area, depicted as G, once again, for the room we're in, and then BD. Sorry, was it 2B, I believe I'm seeing?
Okay. And were you able to trace the pathway of that defect?
Yes, sir.
And showing you at Exhibit 830, has the black bookshelf now been removed?
Yes, sir.
And what are we looking at now?
So the bottom of the photograph would be the area where the bookshelf is. In fact, you can see the void next to the wall where that bookshelf was at. You have well, if you're looking at the filing cabinet, the right exterior face of that filing cabinet with several bullet defects on it.
And were you able to tell a general origin of where that shot would have come from?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us about that?
So once again, you got several defects there. The first one I'll start with is the bottom left. You notice it looks like there's some gray area, several marks, if you will, in that. That was determined to be a terminus or an ending point of a projectile, and that grayish coloration you see is what is referred to as lead splash, which essentially is a microscopic portion of that lead projectile striking a surface. To the right, you have another bullet defect that is going from left to, as you're viewing the photograph, from left to right.
What
So
does
in
he
other
need a
words,
pen for?
somebody to the left of this photograph, or a projectile, I should
stuff
say, from the
down
left of this
for the
photograph
lawyer
is
to
coming from that
communicate.
direction into that filing cabinet. And then you have the same thing in that top left one as well.
He wouldn't know. He didn't go in.
Exhibit 832 shows.
He has no idea what this classroom looks like.
You just gave us.
Yes, sir.
And would you show us those two things that you just described?
So once again, going to what's
BDQ.
labeled as GBD2C, that's the 2C is a corresponding. So a while ago, I referred to one being 2B. So the way that we're trained, the way that we depict bullet defects or document bullet defects, are if we could tell that they're corresponding. In other words, one bullet defect goes with another bullet defect. We'll also give it an alphanumeric
Yeah,
order,
move the
so A,
screen
B, C,
already,
D, to
jeez.
show the order that those defects occurred, if you will. So
They
in
always
this
seem to
case,
do that when I
it
go
was
off
our
screen.
belief that 2C
Yeah.
was in combination with that 2B that we showed you earlier that was going through that bookshelf that once again led to some lead
Look, he's
splash
trying to
and
keep his
terminus
eyes
in
open.
that area. To
He's-
the right,
he's
there
okay
is
with falling asleep.
GBD4A,
Bored.
which we couldn't, in other words, we couldn't find a corresponding prior to, so we went ahead and labeled that with an A to show a perforating defect, which means it's going in through something. In this case, the right exterior side of that bookcase
Thank you, Tricia.
with a trajectory of left to right.
And Exhibit 833?
833 is a close-up of what's labeled as GBD5A. I believe it says 5 or 6A. I can't tell from that photograph. Which once again is a perforating defect in the side of that cabinet.
And did you also find defects in the front of that same filing cabinet in that northwest corner of the room?
Yes, sir.
Showing you Exhibit 835?
So this is going to be a view of GBD6A. Once again, as you're viewing the photograph, you have a trajectory of, in this case, right to left. So in other words, the projectile was coming from the right side of this filing cabinet towards the interior perforating inside that filing cabinet.
So this defect did not occur from the doorway of 112?
No, sir, this defect would have occurred from interior inside of the
No,
room.
don't look away. Look over there.
And about where would that have come from?
Well, he
There's no
does.
way
He
to
looks
tell
away
that
a
other
lot.
than to tell you that
'Cause he's
basically
trying to
this
not
gun
fall
is
asleep.
coming from the right side. I can tell you from the view of that, it wouldn't have
This
been deep. It would
motherfucker
have been
is-
somewhere probably along the wall, what would have been the north wall of that room, in that northwest corner, if you will, or the north, or excuse me, the west side of that room.
Yeah, we
So
saw
crossing
Yeah, we-
from the
yeah, we saw.
doorway all the way over to the
Disgusting.
other side of the room, that's where that defect would have been fired from.
Yes, sir, it would have come from, yes, sir, inside the room on the west side of that room.
And
Or excuse me,
when you
north side
open
of
the
that room.
filing cabinet, did that give you further indication of the route that bullet took?
Swear to
I'm
God,
sorry,
I
can you
just,
repeat that?
I need
As you
5
open the
minutes
filing
to
cabinet,
talk with
did that
him.
give you further
That's it.
indication of the route the bullet
They're just right
Yes,
now
sir.
going over where each
Exhibit
round was at.
836, what are we looking at here?
Wow, that's a lot.
So when you're looking at 836, if you look next to that handle, that's the defect you just viewed.
And they'll
that we
probably do
just
that
spoke
for
to.
another
So you can see inside
Yeah.
this.
11
another,
minutes.
folders
Then we'll
with
probably go to
several
lunch, and then we'll probably
documents,
come back,
but you
and then
can
he'll still
see,
probably be up there.
Gunshot residue and splash from that bullet that, once again, as it's going through the picture that we saw a while ago, now it's interior inside of this book or this filing cabinet and going through and perforating through that manila envelope.
So the
No, they haven't
pathway
told us
was
yet.
almost
We're
parallel
waiting
with
for
the
that.
front of the,
Yes, sir. Once again, coming from that north side of the room.
shelving cabinet, okay.
Yes, sir.
Did not come from the doorway.
No, sir.
Uncrossed, is he gonna go through the bullets as well?
Exhibit 837.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh,
Oh
it's
my
possible
God.
if.
837 is a picture of one of the backpacks that was found, and then on this, what would be considered, as you're looking at it, I guess the right side of the backpack, you can see in the mid portion of that backpack a defect.
Yeah, I know the back.
And 838,
This is a close-up of the defect I spoke to.
exhibit 839.
So 839 appears to be a picture of G24.
Okay. Is there also depicted in 839 a pink backpack
God.
by way of reference?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's a pink backpack with a pink and black backpack, yes, sir.
Okay, just north of that is the pink backpack.
Yes, sir. Are you referring to the one at the top of the picture there?
It's about, yes, sir, toward the top, right next to the wall, kind of a pink and blue color.
Yes, sir.
I just asked that for reference for the next exhibit, 840.
It's going to be G35, so the backpack you're referring to, that multicolored pink backpack, and then below that you have a fired cartridge case.
Thank you. Exhibit 841.
So 841 shows a view of G30, which is sitting on top of a rolling piece of equipment for like a TV.
And 842.
This is a close-up to show a PMAG that's partially underneath that equipment that's labeled as G37.
Another one of these magazines.
Yes, sir, an empty magazine.
And what condition was it in?
Empty.
So that's 2 empty magazines holding 30 shells each.
They could hold 30, yes, sir, but there were 2 empty magazines.
Thank
Oh,
you. 845.
So 845 is
Thank you,
a
Chair.
picture
We're
just forward of that last one. So inside, or if you would, on top of that carpet, but bunched up, shows G38, which is fired cartridge cases.
And 848.
848 is a close-up of G39, which is a fired cartridge case.
849.
849 is a close-up of G40, depicting 2 fired cartridge cases.
850.
850 is a mid-range shot, if you will, of G41, depicting a piece of projectile.
And 851.
Once again, a close-up of G41 to show you part of that projectile, that fire projectile.
And 852.
852 is a close-up of G42 depicting a fired cartridge case.
854.
854 is a close-up of G43 depicting a fired cartridge case.
855, is that giving us a general location of a desk?
It is, sir.
Did you find anything in that desk
We did, yes, sir.
showing you exhibit 856?
So 856 is a picture of one of the pieces of plastic drawers, if you will, that was on that desk. And then you could see that there's a fired cartridge case inside of that drawer, which was open. That's how it was when we found it.
Was this the one that was of a different make?
I'm not sure if this was it or not.
Fair enough. Exhibit 859.
859 is a close-up of that same thing, depicting it with marker G45.
860.
So 860 is a picture of the window on the east side of the room. So once again, if you take yourself back to being inside that room, you just entered door 112 and you're looking straight ahead, and you remember there was a wall with a window on it. So this is going to be that window. When the curtains, the gray curtains are pulled aside, you can see that there's mini blinds there, and the defects you see appear to be shrapnel defects in that mini blind.
Exhibit 863.
So 863 is a depiction of the north wall in the room, the whiteboard you see on top, a couple backpacks there, but more importantly, you have defects that are both in the wall there, and then once again in that 2x4 portion up underneath that whiteboard.
And would you point out those defects?
Your Honor, ma'am.
Please.
So once again, you have several defects. You have one right here that we're depicting with this picture. There's several other ones there, but this is going to be the one we're referring to in this picture right here.
And exhibit 864.
This is how much he
64,
doesn't
once again, you
fucking
have
care.
A coupling of four, a grouping, I should say, 4 defects.
Look at him. He's trying not
labeled
to
there
fall
in that same
asleep.
general area.
And 865.
So 865 is showing below that area or in that general area, but you see defects on the wall portion beneath that dry board.
And are there 5 depicted there?
Yes, sir.
And are all of them general characteristics similar ovals?
Generally speaking, yes, sir.
And how about the one on the bottom left?
That one is different as far as the look and how it was deposited there.
Does that indicate to you a different origin, or the weapon was in a different position when that defect occurred?
No, sir, not necessarily. It could have simply been due to a substrate struck prior to going through something
There he goes.
to cause that.
Yep.
Not necessarily a different position.
Explain that to us.
So when a bullet is fired from a weapon, in this case a projectile exits the gun, whether that's a pistol, rifle, doesn't matter what it is. Essentially, it goes downrange, if you will, right? It goes forward of that weapon. Generally speaking, it goes in a straight line with a little bit of an arc to it. And if left unimpeded, it'll eventually lose energy and either fall and or strike something forward of it, right? Depending on where you're standing or the angle of the projectile as it exits that weapon will then correlate to what you find for the substrate that it hits. So in other words, if I'm angling to my right, I would expect to find a left to right trajectory of that weapon, right? If I'm angling it from my right side, I would expect to find a right to left trajectory, if that makes sense. If it's a fairly 90-degree circle, well, then that tells me that somebody was shooting essentially perpendicular, if you will, to that substrate. Now, with all that being said, that's a perfect scenario. In other words, it hasn't struck anything. When a bullet travels through things, you heard me say perforating a while ago. Well, perforating means it's gone through a substrate. It's not stopped, it's gone through it. And when a bullet goes through something, it's going to start losing energy. It can start tumbling on its axis, but essentially it's going to give different views, if you will, of how it impacts the subsequent substrates that it strikes as it goes through. So in other words, those perfect
Yes,
circles or
Beverly,
those
she
angled
does.
defects can then become very ragged, if you will, due to those variables.
So that if a bullet
Or
went
he,
through a desk,
sorry.
a school
He
desk or
does.
something like that, if it exited the other side, then a lot of irregularities occur with that.
It could be, yes, sir, absolutely. I would expect to see that, yes, sir.
And
He
did you
got-
see
he got
indications
served in
of that
Kyle.
during your search?
Yes, sir.
That bullets
Yeah,
went through
from my understanding, he's staying with family over there
Yeah.
because he tried to say he
It
felt
appeared,
in
yes.
danger in Uvalde, but I don't know that it's like officially moved.
Stacy
Yeah.
Exhibit 868.
Me too, Beverly.
So
Best thing I
868
ever
is a
did.
viewpoint again. Once again, that north wall beneath that whiteboard. This is a view with trajectory rods, which are devices that we can insert into defects to give us angles and routes of travel.
And does that accurately show the routes of travel that y'all decided from doing your crime scene investigation?
Yes, sir.
And exhibit 870.
So 870 is a depiction of bullet defects on the whiteboard itself.
Thank you. Pass the ledger.
Do you want me to start, Judge, or do you want to?
Is that the one, little one gave you?
Yep.
How long do you anticipate?
Might be a little while with
Very vague.
I don't want to hold myself. I don't wanna
So
fuck
if you
myself.
guys
It depends how-
weren't here in the beginning, I'll inform you now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All
let's
of
go
these
take the
school
lunch
police
recess. We'll see you back
um,
here. I've had some
were let go
indications
because
people
of Brett's
can't make it back in
sit
an hour
out.
and 15 minutes, so we'll stay an
Hour and 15?
a half and try to get back.
You
on
say an
time.
hour and 15?
We'll see you back.
But he said give it an hour and a half.
All eyes for the jury.
So, what, 1:30? All right, so real quick, we're gonna go ahead and end the tube right now. We'll pick back up when when court picks back up. So
In the tube, what do you mean?
the-
I get it. Sorry.
yeah. So I appreciate y'all, and we'll be back right when it's gonna start.